Fen hwnna'n wych a chodi'r to.
Diolch. Y dechneg ydy'r peth pwysig.
Pêl-droed gartref gyda Screwfix. Noddwyr pêl-droed ar S4C.
Dyma Roscoe! O'r diwedd, dirhoi Met Caerdydd I heiddiant. Mae Roscoe mynd I hun, ac wrth gwrs mae'r gol yn wag. A mae Met Caerdydd I ennill Cwpan Nathaniel MG.
Y gyfle I ddod o gael I groesio dei'r gyd I fewn a'i chwipio Mae'n Wild. So Wens chwipio hi fewn edrych am Wild. Hawdd, hawdd, hawdd. Insole! A Cei Connah ydi enillwyr Gwpan Nathaniel MG 2020.
Mae'r ddau glwb diwetha I godi'r cwpan yma yn cwrdd yn y rownd derfynol tymor yma. A fydd Cei Connah'n cadw gafel ar y cwpan, neu a fydd Met Caerdydd yn ei gipio yn ôl. Dyna'r cwestiwn mawr gewn ni'r ateb cyn ddiwedd y pnawn. Rownd derfynol gynta'r tymor a'r cyfan y fyw ar S4C. Croeso mawr I ben y bont I stadiwm STM Glas. Croeso mawr I Gwenan Harris hefyd yn y gwynt, a bach o law, ni'n cwyno am hynny. Sut ti'n gweld hon yn mynd, Gwenan? Y ddau dîm diwetha I godi'r cwpan, wrth gwrs.
Ie, fi'n credu fydd e'n gêm agos. Maen nhw wedi cael 2 gêm yn y gyngraes, bod yn gemau cyfartal, ddim lot o golio ynddi. Ond fi jyst yn teimlo bod Met Caerdydd ar rediad dda ar hyn o bryd. Hyder yn dda, maen nhw heb colli yn y 5 diwetha. Felly fi'n tybio, o fi'n meddwl falle fydden nhw'n cael ond jyst gêm agos. Ie,
mae'n dipyn o achlysur. Y ddau glwb uwch gyngor Cymru, JD yn cwrdd yn y rownd derfynol wrth gwrs. Dewch chi'n glywed gan y ddau reolwr. Un yn ei dymor cynta gyda Cei Connah, Craig Harrison wrth y lliw, a'r llall yn ei dymor ola gyda Met Caerdydd, achos mae Christine Edwards wedi coeddi, bydd yn gadael ar ddiwedd y tymor. Sian David sy'n wedi bod yn siarad â nhw.
I don't think today will define my journey at Cardiff Met. I think that the journey for me will always carry on with an affinity with the club, and it's just for the players. The players, it's always about them. It's never about me. It's never about the coaches. I've had my journey. That we want to take these players a little bit further in their journey, and hopefully they can contribute to another part of the history of Cardiff Met Football Club.
Everyone wants to be involved in a cup final. Everyone wants to play in a cup final. You know, it's a fantastic opportunity so early on the season. You know, it's great. You know, the last week or so hasn't been a great week for us, but before that we're in fantastic form with 11 or 12 unbeaten. You know, so we just put that week to one side and prepared all this week to ready to play a cup final. It'd be great to get an opportunity to win a cup this early on the season.
We've had 2 games against them this year, both draws, 0-0 and a 1-1, so it doesn't really bode well for the people watching the game today. There's going to be a goal fest, but hopefully there is for us, and you know, we come out victorious because, you know, as you say, we've embraced the competition. We've got a good pedigree and history in it, and so why can't that carry on today?
Ie, y ddau reolwr yn bod amdani yn bendant. Beth am y prif chwaraewyr, Gwenan? Ddau ni'n gwylio y Met yn ennill yn y Bari yn ddiweddar. Adam Roscoe'n cael noson dda ar adeg ynni. Sgoriodd y ddwy pan mynd allan o'r cwpan yma. Sut chi'n cael y gorau allan o Roscoe?
Wel, o'n i teimlo yn y gêm Bari, oedd Met Caerdydd ddim wedi cael y gorau allan o fe, achos nhw ddim yn chwarae I cryfderau fe. Oedd lot o peli yn y hanner gyntaf yn dod mewn I traedau gyda'i Kevin at y gol. Mae fe'n gallu neud hwnna, ond nid y ffordd gorau o fe o chwarae, so ni moyn gweld heddiw fel oedd yn ail hanner yn erbyn Bari yn ffeindio y pocedi o wagle neu'r Chanelli, fe bod yn gallu wedyn redeg at amddiffynwyr Cei Connah heddiw yn y sefyllfa oedd 1 yn erbyn 1 yna.
A mae rhaid I sôn am Aaron Edwards, gath gyfyn y lwyddiant yn y gystadleuaeth yma. Ni'n siarad o fe yn yr wythnos ar podlediad Sgorio, a oedd dal yn siomedig bod wedi colli yn erbyn y Bari. Tua 4 diwrnod ar ôl hynny, chi gyd mor gystadleuol yna?
Ydyn. Ond na, mae hwnna'n dweud popeth am cymeriad fe. Mae'n golygu gymaint, ond mae gyda fe gymaint o brofiad o ennill. Mae'n gwybod yn union beth I wneud yn y sefyllfaoedd fel hwn. A fydd hwnna'n rili dda, fydd hwnna'n magu hyder yn gweddill y carfan. Achos mae Cei Connah ddim wedi bod ar rediad dda yn y wythnos neu fel wedodd reolwr Craig Harrison yn y gemau diwetha. Fydd profiad wedyn Aaron Edwards yn helpu.
Dyna ni, fel ni'n barod amdani fan hyn yn bendant, ni'n mynd I gael egwyl fach, pidwch mynd yn bell, achos fydden ni rownd derfynol, pan ddewn ni nôl wedi'r egwyl. Dewch nôl ato ni.
Mi wnaethoch chi orffen hwnna'n wych a chodi'r to. Perfformiad i oleuo'r lle go iawn.
Croeso nôl ato ni, croeso i Ben y Bont a croeso i'r ddau dîm. Met Caerdydd a Cei Connah yn y rownd derfynol. Y ddau eisiau codi'r cwpan yna wrth i'r dyfarnwr. Godi'r bêl, bant â ni, bach o ddrama cyn y rownd derfynol. Gwenan Harris sy'n cadw cwmni i fi. Ydych chi'n holi am Cei Connah tymor yma? Gwenan, fi'n gwybod gollio nhw Andy Morrison. Colli'r prif sgoriwr Mike Wild hefyd. Ond synnu bod gymaint o newid wedi bod. Pan ti'n gweld, ond fel 25 pwynt tu ôl y seintiau newydd.
Ie, fi'n synnu gweld gymaint o gap fyna. Mae'n rhyfedd iawn. Yn amlwg, maen nhw dechrau tymor ddim wedi cael y dechrau gorau, ond wedyn maen nhw ddim wedi gallu cael y momentum yna nôl lan, a falle jyst yn cwestiwn i faint o cymeriad sydd gan y carf yma i fod mor bell tu ôl y seintiau newydd.
Achos fan hyn, tua 9 mis yn ôl, maen nhw'n dathlu'r bencampwriaeth yn ennill yn erbyn Pen y Bont ar y pnawn yna a Met Caerdydd. Maen nhw'n barod amdani. Beth am y ffaith bod Christian Edwards yn gorffen hefyd? Wrth i ni weld cefnogwyr y Met, mae'r dipyn o wyrgylch yma i fod yn deg. Mae'n wych gweld gymaint wedi dod ar pnawn dis hil, gwyntog ac oelan. Byddai'r chwaraewyr eisiau rhoi rhywbeth i Christian Edwards yn ei dymor ola fel petai?
Fydden nhw'n gweud na, fydden nhw'n gweud bod nhw'n proffesiynol am y pob gêm, yr un nesaf yw'r un pwysig, ond fydden. Gymaint o hanes a traddodiad mae fe wedi rhoi mewn i'r clwb yna, cael gymaint o argraff. Fydd yng nghefn pen nhw heddiw, jyst fel bod nhw'n gallu rhoi rhywbeth iddo fe. Yn amlwg cyn bod e'n gadael ar diwedd y tymor.
Mae yna gyflwyniad cyn y gic gyntaf, wrth gwrs, yn cael ei cyflwyno fan hyn. Mae Wayne Griffiths o geir Nathaniel MG sy'n noddi'r gystadleuaeth, wrth gwrs. Mike Jones, cadeirydd bwrdd y cynghreiriau, mae Steve Williams na hefyd. Llywydd y gymdeithas bêl-droed yn cwrdd â George Horan, capten ysbrydoledig Cei Connah. Rhai pethau newid, ond mae George Horan dal yno. A Met yn barod amdani hefyd. Mae'n mynd i fod yn rownd derfynol ddifyr. A ni ddim yn cael rowndiau terfynol mor aml yn ni, gyda 2 dîm o uwch gyngor Cymru yn cwrdd. Mae wedi bod yn beth prin yn y tymor diwethaf. Yw hwnna'n newid pethau?
Ydy, fydd e'n gêm llawer fwy agos, fwy cyffroes yn y ffordd na, bys ni'n disgwyl bod y 2 tîm falle yn rhoi pwysau ar ei gilydd. Fi'n gwybod bod Met Caerdydd wedi dweud bod Cei Connah yw ffefrynnau, ond fel wedi ar ôl y rediad bach, nhw wedi bod anodd o'i hyder nawr, bydden nhw'n llawn hyder eu hun a gobeithio gweld gêm o safon heddiw. Ie,
yn bendant, clywch. Dyw Cei Connah ddim wedi colli yn y cwpan yma ers Tachwedd 2018, cofio. Codd dim cystadleuaeth tymor diwetha, a colli'r adeg hynny yn y rownd derfynol yn erbyn y Met. Ath mlaen i godi'r cwpan, dwi'n siŵr beth mae hynny'n golygu. Geith ein tîm sylwebu ni ymelaethu. Mae yna sylwebau Saesneg ar y bottom coch. English language commentary is available on the red button yn ni draw. At Owain Tudur Jones, Malcolm Allen a Nick Parry.
You'll come in now, all right? 2 minutes we're going ourselves, all right? All right. Okay. I'll give you 10 seconds.
Good afternoon and welcome to the SDM Glass Stadium in Penabont, where Cardiff Met University played Connah's Quay Nomads in the 2022 Nathaniel MG Cup Final. The Nomads are the current holders of the cup, having won it in 2020 against STM Sports. The Met have also been successful of late in the competition, having won the trophy in 2018, beating Cambryan and Clydach. It's the first domestic cup final since 2020, so let's hope both sets of players are up for producing an entertaining encounter of thrills and spills and attacking football to make it a final to remember. Alongside me this afternoon, the highest paid co-commentator in Sgorio's history. Good afternoon, Kane.
Afternoon, Jonah. Thanks for the welcome. Really looking forward to being part of a very good cup final and 2 good teams, so really looking forward to it.
Yeah, great atmosphere as well, Kane, to be fair, at the SDM Stadium in Penabont, and it looks to me a good final. You could say 2 teams with different styles of play.
Yeah, definitely. I think Cardiff Met will look to get the ball down and play through the thirds, but Connah's Quay will look to probably play a bit more quickly into the strikers. But I think Connah's Quay got to make sure that they attack early and make sure Cardiff Met are put on the back foot. Cardiff Met will look to try and counter and get probably 1v1s with Roscoe Rees against Horan and the other centre halves to make sure that they get a foothold in this game. It'll be really important, I think, the first 10 minutes to see how this game goes.
Absolutely. Christian Edwards was just in shot his final season. Christian, he's won the cup once before. Dean John, the referee, blows the whistle. Everybody takes the knee supporting. The racism campaign is brilliant. And Dean John is in his final season. And he's been one of the good referees, Kane. I know referees are very, very important in football. Dean John, in his career, has been excellent.
Listen, I think we spoke before. Dean John, a referee who you could give a final to. You could rely on, you know, that he's not going to make any real errors. You know, he's going to be trusty hands for the FAW and for anyone who's part of the referee group. So yeah, Dean John has been a marvellous referee for a long time now.
The lineups: Alex Lang in goals, Matt Chubb, Emlyn Lewis, Joe Evans, Carl McCarthy in the back 4 for the Met, Thomas Price, Chris Baker, Elliot Evans midfield, Harry Owen, Lewis Rees, and the fleet-footed Adam Roscoe up top. Oliver Byrne in goals for the Nomads, Danny Holmes, George Horan, Chris Owens and Declan Poole, Neil Eardley, Callum Morris, Paulo Mendes in midfield with Aaron Edwards, and Jamie Mullen and Connor Simpson will most probably make the front two. It's knocked in there by Owens, looking for Mendes. Connors Quay in an all-black kit, and the Met in their regular purple and blue kit. Craig Harrison, tough first year for Craig.
Yeah, it has been. It's always going to be tough following Andy Morrison after winning two back-to-back titles. I think, you know, he's come in and it's been a difficult season, probably a transitional season for Connors Quay, but I think he'll steady the ship. And listen, this is a cup final. If they win here, you know, they've got silverware under their belt to start with, and if they get in the top six, they'll look at it as a good positive start to the season. Well, and they can go on and maybe challenge that title still. Definitely for the top spots anyway.
They were momentous 2 years for Connors Quay, 2 wonderful years under Andy Morrison. But let's not forget, they're still in the Welsh Cup, Connors Quay. They're in the final here this afternoon, so it could still be a successful season for them. And Cardiff Met, were they to win this trophy, I would say that's a successful season for Cardiff Met.
Absolutely. Any team that wins a trophy is successful, but especially Cardiff Met with their model. You know, they don't really buy players in like the other clubs do. They've got a model that is unique to them, and I think if they can get silverware again, because they've won this previously, then listen, it'll be a fantastic season for them, and I'm sure they'll want to do everything they can to send Christian off with a piece of silverware.
First foul of the afternoon. Dean John walks over, has a quiet word, and this could be key areas this afternoon. Declan Poole comes inside. Rees hangs his leg out and catches him, and as we know, most probably the set piece kings of this league are about to take the first one of the afternoon. Poole and Owens over the ball. Poole stands it up, asks the goalkeeper question. Keeper answers well. Bright start from the goalkeeper, Kane.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a huge task for Alex Lang and these set pieces with the wind swirling as well. I think he's going to have to stand up to it. You know, Connors Quay have got some huge men who are going to be up for them set pieces, and Cardiff Met, Emlyn Lewis and the other centre halves have got to protect him, but he's come for the first one, and that'll settle him down.
Roscoe gets his first touch of the afternoon. Callum Morris, one of the classier midfielders in the JD Cymru Premier, gets his first touch. There was a marvellous semi-final, Kane, unfortunately for you and the lads at Barry, but I watched the semi-final. It was a great game, the 3-2 at Cardiff Met, and Rees was very sharp on the evening that they got to the final against you.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He's come into this league, and I think he's got some good numbers, but also I've watched him a few times and played against him a few times. He's sharp, really quick. I think it'll be a great battle that side. You've got Haran, who, listen, I think Haran's probably the best centre-half this league's seen in the last few years, but Rees should give him a few problems today, and I think that'll be part of Cardiff Met's game plan.
Oliver Byrne sweeps up well. Oliver Byrne, one of the top keepers in this league, and kicking a football just reminds me of the lad at Everton in goals. Great feet. Rees inside. Harry Owen on his day. Real talisman, tricky player. Good balance, Kane, on the left-hand side. The Met of Rees, Owen and Kyle McCarthy. Mendes. Poole. Joe Evans gets the first slide-in tackle in the afternoon. Evans played in the Final Four, Cambrian and Clydach against the Met in 2018. And he's done well, Joe Evans, this season. He's slotted in alongside Emlyn Lewis, and good partnership.
Yeah, another player who's improved immensely, Joe Evans. He's done really well, come from Cambrian to Cardiff Met, and he hasn't looked out of place in this league at all, and I don't expect him to today.
It's a long throw from Owens. Great flick on. Lewis and Horan could be one of the key battles aerially this afternoon. Owens stands at the back post. Oh, it's off the bar. It's the effort from Callum Morris. Back post it went. Keeper stayed on the line. Lashed it onto the bar. It's still in play. Lang punches away. Connors Quay looking to get the first goal of the final. Overhead kick, and Lang will be a relieved man. Callum Morris may be disappointed. Great chance to open the scoring. Roscoe trying to get in behind. Oh, great clash. Which way do you look at that? Interesting straight away. Little bit of afters there shown.
I'm not sure whether the card's for the afters or for the challenge, but I think Roscoe's got a right to go and challenge for that ball.
Well, there you are. That's the centre forwards union there. Kane McLagan back in the centre forward for the challenge. The Connah's Quay players are not happy at all. In he goes. He's late. He's a little bit late. Sorry, Kane. That's our first argument of the afternoon. Definite yellow.
Oh, he is late. I'm not sure it's a yellow card. If you pull out of them, I think Christian Edwards will be having a word with him. I think he's got every right to go for him. He is a little bit late, but it's cup final.
Lively, very lively. Burn. It's a big lad. That's right. They used the big chance. Owens, nobody marking Callum Morris. He might be disappointed he's missed that, you know. He's a good finisher, Callum Morris.
Scored a lot of goals in this league, Callum Morris. Big goals for this club. I'm sure. Yeah, I think he should score there.
That's a sitter.
He should score there.
So the first yellow card of the afternoon goes to Adam Roscoe. Not usually seen as a aggressive number 9, but he's set the tone there. Danny Holmes goes long. Carl McCarthy will get the free kick off Connor Simpson. That's the type of when you're a neutral, Kane, it's a type of incident then between Roscoe and the goalkeeper that you want to sort of set the pace of the game.
Listen, I think not just as a neutral, I think Cardiff Met would have enjoyed that. I think they've got to stand up to this today, and they would have said, look, we don't take a backward step, and if we have to go and make a few fouls, make a few tough tackles to get us going, then that's what we have to do. And I think, listen, Roscoe is a bit of a talisman for this team, and I think they'll follow that. So that's good from Cardiff Met's perspective.
Matthew Chubb has had a tremendous season. The youngster nailed down a regular place in the team. He'll bomb the long throw in. Emlyn Lewis will be the target. No one in front of Lewis, which is interesting. Lewis looks like he's got his team a corner. Goal kick given. Conditions, swirling wind. Plenty of bobble hats and Christmas coats on this afternoon. Another look at that then, Kane. Declan Poole is saying, I'm not very pleased with that. And I tell you, the goalkeeper did really well there in stopping Poole intervening. Roscoe. Byrne. Lewis again wins the first header. So important against Connah's Quay. Chris Owens is putting it into an area. Chubb will be challenged. Chubb goes long. Owens, Jamie Mullen tracking back. Mullen, of course. Well, Edwards there and Jamie Mullen have won 10 of these cups between them. Not a bad return, Kane.
Unbelievable. To be fair, the servants that these two players have had to this league and to this cup as well, to be honest. Unbelievable records and legends. You'll have to say legends.
Lewis again gets ahead of the way. Harry Owen seems to be... Oh, that's late. Very unlike Jamie Mullen. Setups that are interesting. Connah's Quay are obviously going with a 4-5-1 right away across by the look of it, King. A solid back four with Mullen on one wing and Declan Poole on the right wing.
Yeah, I think the midfield battle's going to be key today. I think Cardiff Met playing their usual diamond shape. Harry Owen off the right of it, Baker off the left, Price at the bottom of it, and then Evans at the top, and then you've got two strikers in Roscoe and Reese who look to get 1v1s down the sides of the centre half. So be very interested in that midfield battle.
That is one high line for Alex Lang to put it into. It's a good area he's put it into as well. Lewis again. That's 4 out of 4 headers for Lewis on the day so far. Chance. Oh, Roscoe. Elliot Evans being closed down by Callum Morris. Morris too strong. But it is a lively start and 10 minutes have flown by in this cup final. first ever winners of the Cymru Premier League Cup were Afon Lido in 1992. Nice to see the Lido coming good again in the Cymru South.
Yeah, pinched a good result on Friday night, didn't they?
Horan heads away. First goal, by the way, Quay. Seeing for ourselves, unbelievably, the last 8 times this cup's been won, the team who've lost haven't scored. So the first goal is vital.
Cup finals, they're always tight affairs, aren't they? The first goal usually dictates the way the game goes, and it'll be no different today.
Chubb fires the throw in. He'll get a second chance. The levels of training coming from a player's point of view, you've seen it in this league, Kane. These set plays, 2-3 nights a week now, players trying to great ball in. Chance, just wide. And no flag, I think. That is a big chance for Evans. He's almost got a free header on the edge of the 6-yard box there.
Oh, should do better. If he gets a full forehead on that, it's a goal.
He knows, you could tell by the look on Evans' face there. That is a free header 3 or 4 yards out. And there's been 2 great chances so far. There is Ian Gwynnew sat alongside Wayne Griffiths of the Nathaniel Car Group. Great fan of Welsh football, Wayne, and over the years has been a great help. Byrne with a kick. Evans again jumping with Simpson. Simpson knocking it long. An unbelievable stat for Connah's Quay is last year's top scorer, Michael Wilde, obviously went to Flint. Connah's Quay's top scorer this year has 3 goals in February. What an unbelievable stat.
I think Mike Wilde, that's the difference between Connah's Quay this season and last season. Of course, Morrison's gone and Harrison's come in, but Harrison's a winner. Harrison's won this league plenty of times and won this cup plenty of times, but listen, players make performances, and Wilde leaving and going to Flint, and he scored a lot of goals at Flint. I think if he was in their team, they'd probably be higher up the league and doing a little bit better, but any team probably would with Michael Wilde. His record's unbelievable.
Simpson and Chubb just passing on their regards to each other. Off the ball here. Just leaning the elbow across him. Aaron Edwards gets a knock on. Lewis. If I were Simpson, Kane, and I were Craig Harrison, I would want Simpson to be on Emlyn Lewis' toes. Because if Emlyn Lewis gets a free run at the ball, he's liable to win the header. He's up there basically by himself, Simpson, but I think he's got to stand on either centre-half's toes.
Yeah, I think you've got to choose one, haven't you? Especially when you've got a frame like Simpson. He's 6'7", I think he is. He's a big boy. And Joe Evans or Emlyn Lewis, I think you've got to pick one and try and bully him. You know, it's his job to go and win headers, win flick-ons, and get the ball in play for Connah's Quay, get the ball at the field. And yeah, he shouldn't be standing between them. He's not a small striker. He's looking for space. He's a big striker who wants to try and get contact.
Neil Eardley, ex-Welsh international, taking the throw in. Plenty of ex-Welsh internationals joining the JD Cymru Premier League as his standard grows even higher. Eardley to Simpson. Stands one up to ask questions. Corner ball. Again, it's a key situation for Connah's Quay. George Horan and the likes will be looking to get on the end of Declan Poole's delivery.
These situations are massive for Cardiff Met. They've got to defend them well. Got to make sure they don't get pinned in and stay in this half. They've got to make sure they clear their lines and win big contacts, first contacts.
Great to see Connah's Quay followers there behind the goal, travelling all the way down from North Wales. Well done indeed. Whipped in from Owens. Headed away again, Emlyn Lewis. I think that just goes to back up my fact, Kane, about trying to block Emlyn Lewis as the main defender. Byrne It's a great clearance from Byrne. Chubb against Mullen. Chubb with the overhead kick. Great touch, Edwards. Lewis away. It's a decent ball for Roscoe to just try and get on the end of. That, in fact, is the type of ball that Roscoe thrives on.
Definitely. I think just going back to the Emlyn Lewis one, I think it's important. Like you said, they stop him. But it's something that we tried to do at Barry to stop Emlyn Lewis winning all the headers because he's the best header of the ball they have. But he seems to find that space and seems to read the game really well. And it's credit to him, really, that he seems to be the one that always gets on the end of the clearances.
Well, his coach, Christian Edwards, was obviously a great centre-half, an international centre-half. 400 or 500 league appearances as well. 6 Met players still in the squad from when they won it in 2019, which is unbelievable. You label a college team as a team that will change over the years, Kane, but they most probably have one of the most established squads in the Cymru Premier.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the job Christian's done, and
Rees gets a shot off.
Unlucky. The job Christian's done in terms of the longevity of this squad is unbelievable. I'm not sure how he's kind of kept them all there this time without being paid, but listen, they've done a great job. They obviously want to play through it for him and run through brick walls for him, and credit to them. But the spine that they have, they probably had that spine in terms of Lewis, Baker, Roscoe, Evans. You know, they've had that spine there now for 5-6 years, and that continuity just makes them a very strong side, and they know exactly what they're doing week in, week out.
It looks like the wind is at the back of the Cardiff Met, even though it's a bit of a swirler. Great crowd here this afternoon, by the way, for the final. And it looks like the gamble of holding the final at Penabon's ground has paid off. It's the one thing you need, Kane, when you're playing in these finals. A final is never great without an atmosphere.
Absolutely, the fans make a final. It's a great little ground here. A ground that I like playing at, even though we've had a tough result last week, but a ground that we really enjoy playing at. Always get a good atmosphere here. The locals are good. Cardiff Met have brought the students, and Quay have got a good little following that have come down as well. So, yeah, the atmosphere is really good here.
And the Met just trying to start and get their foot on the ball. Lewis to Chubb. Chubb got plenty of room there. Mullins dropping deep when Chubb gets the ball. So that 4-5-1 system is not to give goals away at the moment. Lewis, Baker, Kyle McCarthy, one of the more steady left-backs in this league over the last 6 or 7 years. Evans gets it back. Lewis. Thomas Price, ex-Swansea City. Spoke to you at the beginning of the game, Kane, and you've been impressed by Price.
Yeah, he's just really industrious, works hard for the team, but he's also got quality. He'll get on the ball and try and dictate play. But once the ball goes live and once Quay get it, he'll be looking to break up play as well. He's really, really, really good at that. So, yeah, really impressed.
Byrne. Owen. If his first touch was good, then the goalkeeper was out from between the sticks. Baker gets in there before Mendes. Slides it through. Danny Holmes. Poole. Eardley. Closed down by Rees. As yet, not much quality. Still sparring both teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think a little bit of a better spell for Cardiff Met, though. They'll want to just make sure they get a foothold in the game. Quay have had a few set pieces and a few chances in the box, and Cardiff Met will just want to get this game settled down now.
Poole knocks it long. Aaron Edwards will always chase that ball if it's there to chase. Took a bang to the side of the head there. Simpson. Rees, chance. Good defending again from Price. Got his foot in, as you just said. He tracked Poole, and that's important.
Yeah, he'll do that all day. He'll work hard for the team. He'll fill in between the two centre-halves when one gets dragged out. And he'll stand in front here for the set pieces as well, because Aaron Edwards is a threat. Late runs into the box, so he's got a big job on here.
Interesting to see again. If they get this throw right, Danny Holmes gets it throw right, there's nobody stood in front. And Simpson, yes, it is now. To Mack and Simpson. Joe Evans does well, winning the header. Mendes heads it back in. Lewis heads away. Chubb. Great out ball from Chubb. Owens' first touch was good. Good pressing from Quay.
That's what Quay have got to do. They've got to sustain attacks. Make sure that when Cardiff Met do clear, make sure that they're first to it and make sure they keep them pinned in. And eventually they'll want that pressure to tell.
Reese. Baker. Great tracking again from Edwards. It's a keen contest. 2 chances as such. Neither goalkeeper really has made a save, but it could easily be 1-1. Joe Evans' chance and the early chance from Callum Morris. Owens again being closed down by the industrious Price. Any stops in play, Kane, will just obviously ask your views on how the league is going this season. And while just goes out of play again, amazing lead, TNS 20-point lead. Are they worth a 20-point lead?
They are. Listen, it's a cliche, but the table doesn't lie. They've won the majority of their games. I think maybe lost just the once and maybe a draw here or there as well. But listen, they've been unbelievably consistent again. They've got a goal scorer who's banging in goals, which they always have because they create so many chances. But also at the back, I think that's where the difference is. They've got 2 centre-halves who are
great ball
performing
from
really
Price.
well.
Sorry for cutting in there, but Price's clever ball made Horan head it behind for a corner.
Started really well, hasn't he, Tom Price?
He has. And with these swirling winds and the ability that some of these lads have, every set play is going to be key this afternoon. Price will go over. Personally, I would have sent Carl McCarthy over to put it under the bar.
In this wind, absolutely. Put that keeper under pressure. Listen, they might have worked on something here that they're going to do, and I'm sure they'll probably prove us wrong, but I think you test the keeper early on, don't you?
McCarthy or Harry Owen. Price anyway will be Roscoe putting as much pressure as he can on the goalkeeper, stood on his toes. Price right across, headed by Simpson. Baker gets his head in there. Horan, handball, a shot from behind the goal from the Met fans. Referee was only 5 or 6 yards away, and I think he's got his spot on. Evans twisting and turning, great ball in. Evans, Roscoe with a header. Sharp play from the Met. Referee in view. Here's the replay. You're our VAR for the afternoon, Kane.
I think it's chest first, I'll be honest. His arms are... What helps him is his arms are down by his side, so I think he'll get the benefit of the doubt. And listen, Dean John is right next to it, as he always is, to be fair. His positioning's unbelievable, so yeah, he's right next to it. I'll go with Dean John.
Horan is in view. I'm waiting for another look at half-time. How's that for on the fence? First glance it didn't look like, second glance it did. The wind definitely picking up behind the Met, and just for the moment Quay struggling to clear their lines.
I think the wind's going down the pitch towards the Quay defence, and the minute they're just struggling with it. Horan's missed a header. He's just kind of got himself in a bit of a tangle with the handball shout as well. So listen, Cardiff Met might need to use this wind and this advantage now.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, Kane, the way they've set up. That 4-5-1 is set in stone at the moment. They're going nowhere this half. I think Craig Harrison has seen the conditions and he would be pleased to get in 0-0 at half-time. You don't usually say that, but sensible thing to do when you're against such a wind.
Craig Harrison's seen it all before, and he's I don't know how many finals he's been in, but he's been in plenty of finals, won plenty of leagues. He's seen this before. He knows you don't take any chances in cup finals, especially when the winds or conditions are against you. Very clever.
Amazing. One of the amazing stats is Simpson against a flick, and McCarthy heads back in. 16 games played between these two teams in the Cymru Premier League. 10 wins for the Nomads, 6 draws. The Met have never defeated the Nomads in the league. I was surprised to see that.
It is surprising because Cardiff Met have they've fared quite well against the better sides. So that is a surprising stat. I know they did knock him out the Nathaniel MG, I think a couple of years ago when they won it in the semi-final. Roscoe scored the winner, but yeah, that league form is a surprise, and they'll need to turn around obviously today. But yeah, hopefully that little cup final or cup semi-final win that they had will give them a bit of confidence that they can do it in a knockout competition.
I think this game is 50-50. Even now, having a good look at it for 25 minutes. It's a tough one to call the winner. Simpson, very clever, like we said earlier on, resting on Evans. And Holmes does exactly the same thing to Roscoe. It's been... it's a cup final this afternoon. Obviously, it's a cup weekend. Cardiff have not won, but enjoyed themselves by the look of it at Anfield, with 7,000 or 8,000 supporters enjoying their day out. 3-1 Liverpool was the last score. Goalkeeper stays. Lewis heads back. How unlucky were Kidderminster Harriers yesterday in the 90th minute against West Ham? It's an attempt. It's an attempt on target.
Yeah, you've got to really feel for Kidderminster, haven't you? They've conceded in the last minute and the last minute of extra time, but it just shows what cup football can do.
That's what cup football's all about.
It's a leveler, isn't it?
And somebody will be extremely happy, and somebody will be broken-hearted after this 90 minutes. Chubb trying to pass their way out. Evans. They set up well, but they just haven't got that centre forward to go on the diag. They set up the diag well, but there's nobody there to knock the diag down. It's on again here now. That's why Price didn't put it in.
I've been really impressed with Cardiff, mate. I've got to be honest. I think they've started really well, and they're just building into this game. They're just quietly building into this game. You look where the line is now. They're on the halfway line, and Joe Evans is striding forward.
Oh, great ball, Evans. Chance, Elliot Evans. Great tackle. Goal-saving tackle by Callum Morris. It was a wonderful run by Evans. And the captain, Callum Morris, what a great tackle that is.
Brilliant tackle. Brilliant tackle. Cardiff Met are growing into this game. I think they're on top at the minute. This is where they need to make it count. Wins with them. Set pieces. This one's going to go on the keeper's head, I think. Price will be whipping this one underneath the crossbar, and they'll be looking to flood that area.
There is the Met bench looking on. Second chance, really, they've had. There are always plenty of incidents. Penalty area, it's become a norm now. Exchanging views on and off the ball. Chubb and Poole doing a little bit of shadow boxing. It's a great corner. You have got to get on the end of them when they're whizzed in like that. Anything on that type of ball could be in the back of the net. Danny Holmes closed down by Chubb.
Really good period from Cardiff Met. They've got to stay here now. Stay playing in this part of the pitch. Make sure that Connah's Quay feel this. And ideally get a goal. I think this is the period where they need to get a goal, because second half they could be against the wind themselves.
Yeah, the Met on a 6-match unbeaten run at the moment. And the Nomads suffered that 3-2 defeat last week when you got yourself a brace. Jamie Mullen dancing in and out. Referee says play on. Wanted a free kick then, Mullen. Again, the referee is spot on. Mullen. Well, it's a free kick for me. Emlyn Lewis catches him with the outstretched left foot. Ollie Byrne goes down. This. Hopefully, Byrne will be okay.
This could be a clever little ploy from Connah's Quay. I think there's been a 5-10 minute period here where Connah's Quay have just had a little bit of I just see Callum Morris here saying settle down, relax. Aaron Edwards, they're just having a little bit of a meeting. I think this might just be a little clever ploy from them. Knowing to stop the game and get that momentum shifting.
That was one of Andy Morrison's masterstrokes. They regularly went down. I think it was on the 60th or the 65th in the last 2 seasons. So
I think Mendes has just come on with some information as well. He's just speaking to Mullen as we look over as well. So yeah, just clever experience.
Declan Poole. Referees on spot. It's not his kicking leg anyway. Byrne has a wand of a left peg. You'll get up now. Die-hard supporters there under the umbrella cane. We have the just about. We're covered by the stand. We have plenty of royalty next to us. About 40 Welsh FA members. Padded seats?
Definitely.
Price. Owens knocks it long, looking for Mullen. Mullen. Out ball, out of play. Quay actually won the cup in 1996. They beat Ebbw Vale 1-0 with Peter Hughes scoring the winner. If you're watching, Peter, well done. Simpson, good touch from Simpson. Early. Good tracking from Rees, the left winger. He's tracked him all the way and forced a mistake.
It looks as though Quay have just switched a little bit. Mendes has been pushed up front, I think. I think they've gone and matched Cardiff Met up. That diamond was giving them a bit of problems, I think. So it looks like they've got that information on, and Mendes looks to be playing up top with Simpson, I think.
Yeah, and that could have been why Byrne went down, to get the message across.
Absolutely.
Aaron Edwards seems to be doing a man-marking job now on Elliot Evans. There's Noel Mooney. It's great to see he's been a present at a hell of a lot of games so far this season, and that's what Welsh football followers want to see. Somebody in charge who has a bit of passion about the game.
Absolutely, it makes a massive difference. Makes a massive difference. Even as a player, you see, you know, the head of the FAW, chief executive, being present at games and taking an interest. You know, it feels good. Yeah, great to see.
Rees against Eardley. That battle could be a key battle in the second period. If the Met play on the break against the wind, they have the more, you would say, pacey players to play on the break, and it might suit the Met. Simpson. Baker wins the duel against Poole. Horan heads it back in. It's a good 50-50 one by Mullen. I don't know whether Jamie Mullen has switched now to the right-hand side since they got two up top. Poole. It's good tracking by Joe Evans. He just wasn't going to be beat there, was he?
No. Joe Evans, very, very determined character. He gets everything out of his ability that he's got. Gives his all, and yeah, very good defending 1v1.
Because Declan Poole is very fleet of foot when he gets going. Matthew Chubb should be the target here. Beats Chubb, in fact, it goes too far with the wind. Simpson, Price again.
Evans will have it tough now, though. I think he's got Mendes up against him, and I think Mendes is a very, very big, powerful player. So it'll be a different challenge now.
Great tactical switch, so superb. Like we said, we did talk about it, Kane. Emlyn Lewis and Joe Evans were having it too easy, simple as that, and the ball just wasn't sticking. You said about Quay having to make the ball stick a bit more. He's made the tactical change. He's gone two up top. We'll see what happens before half-time now. 11 minutes to the break. Mullen. Ex-Manchester United, of course, as a youngster, Jamie Mullen. There's plenty of Football League experience out there between the two teams. Byrne. I think he was also at Manchester United. McCarthy heads on. Tactically, these two teams are keen because I think they've both changed shape a little bit. Lewis Rees has now gone on the right wing. Chance here, Roscoe. Can he get at the defender? Roscoe against Horan. You'd have wanted this. Try to set up Harry Owen.
That's the matchup they'll be looking for. Roscoe and Rees down the sides, trying to get him 1v1 with Horan. I think Roscoe's got to be a bit more positive there. Use his pace, use his qualities that he's got when he gets Haram 1v1, because you won't get him often.
Yeah, and take a shot on with this wind behind you as well.
Definitely. Take chances. Now's the time, because this is the half where they have all the conditions in their favour. Second half, it could be different. The wind stays the same. They'll be the ones defending their own box.
Sgorio highlights. Monday evening, 5:30 and 10 o'clock. Let's hope we have goals to show you. They'll have your game from Friday evening, Kane.
What game?
Great answer. Great answer. I didn't expect anything else. Set play again here. The distance is key. It's a great jump again from Lewis. And simply in the first 35 minutes, Lewis has won his aerial battle against Connor Simpson. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I've got to be quite disappointed with Connor Simpson. He's a big lad, and they're trying to play up to him, but I don't know if it's sticking enough. You know, he's got to win a bit more flick-ons. I don't know if people got to get near him a bit more. I'm sure he'll be saying that, but I expect a bit more.
McCarthy. High line. And the shout from the sideline from the manager is higher and higher. Played in. Simpson wins the aerial duel defensively. (2-0) they won the final against Cam Bryant a couple of seasons ago. Chubb again will fire the ball in. Aaron Edwards in there, who's a good header of a ball. Reese Edwards does get the header. Chubb being supported by a few of the college students there. Chubb, flatter throw this time. Great header away from Horan. Chubb, can he take the shot on? Gets the shot off. It's a great block from Edwards. Baker, corner.
George Horan's so important to that near stick just to win. You know, it's like a magnet, the ball to his head. Seems to win every header. The leader at the back for Connors Quay.
Yeah, at the ripe old age of 38 or 39 now. 3 corners so far. They've gone to what we talked about earlier on. In swinger here from Harry Owen. Has to go under the bar. Whips it in. It's right in the area. Not enough pace on it. Easy to collect from Byrne. If you're going to put it in on a windy day like that, put it in with more pace. Cause a few more problems. That was candy to a baby for the goalkeeper then. It's kicked in miles as well against the wind. That's tremendous. Lewis before Mendes. Lang. There'll be a free kick against Mendes. Just catching Chubb from behind. These type of games, Kane, like I said, being a commentator or not being involved in it yourself, an early goal is always wanted in these cup finals.
Oh, it just settles the nerves, doesn't it? You come into these games and you're thinking how the game's going to go, but you just love to have an early goal just to make sure that you're in the game and got something to defend. Like you said, the first goal in these games is always massive, and I think you said the first goal has won the majority of these finals. So,
and the smart money might be on that happening again. Roscoe side foots it. Elliot Evans being pressed by Morris. McCarthy will look for the diag. Headed away by Chris Owens. Before their 3-2 defeat last week, Connors Quay had let in fewer goals than anybody else in the league. Defensively, they've always been a very, very sound unit. Holmes heads away. Evans back in the mixer. Horan towers above Owen. Byrne again. Price. Yeah, that's really stability and experience in these type of conditions. Callum Morris getting on the ball. Aaron Edwards getting on the ball. It's just whipped in by Price. Have the Met asked enough questions?
they've had the territory, haven't they? They've played in this half now for the last probably 15 minutes and been on top, but how many shots have they had on target? Has Byrne been troubled? Probably not. I think they've got to be disappointed with that because, listen, with that wind, they've probably got to take advantage of this next 10, 15 minutes and the 10 minutes they've had previous, but no, they definitely haven't tested Byrne enough.
Because we know it'll be an absolute certainty that they will be bombarded with set plays in the second period. And Horan and company built their game on that for years. Reese. He's quick, Reece. Chris Owens is one of the quickest in the league. Owens clears. Price again first in the midfield battle. And in these conditions, Kane, Byrne, the goalkeeper, has dealt really well. Don't forget, right, he was absolutely smashed by Roscoe. And a lot of goalkeepers might have let them affect their game, but he stood up strong.
I was just going to mention that. It's actually a weapon what he's got, that left foot, in terms of getting him up the pitch. I think in the second half it'll be interesting to see how Lang deals with it and how the back four of Cardiff Met deal with their clearances. They've got to be really, really strong against this wind because it is coming down on them, isn't it?
Elliot Evans this time. He's leaving it to Price. It has to be a set play. No, he's going over to say something to him. Remember the one we did in training Friday evening? Evans. There is a massive queue on the goal line at the moment and the referee sees it. Not many corners go by now without the referee intervening, Kane.
No, I think it's customary now to have a word, isn't it, as a referee at a corner.
Evans. He's got to judge this right. He's whipped it right under the bar. Goalkeeper deals with it again, to his credit. He was under a lot of pressure then, Byrne, and he dealt with it really well. Morris. Yellow card for Price. I think he's tugged him back down the line. There's no arguments from Tom Price. One of the improving midfield players. And he's a regular place in the Met team now. Evans, Owen. George Horan gets away with a body check. Free kick or not, Kane?
Free kick for me.
Yeah, that was, the referee must have been watching the Six Nations, I think. If that's not a free kick. That was almost Josh Adams yesterday.
It's a big couple of minutes now, this. Connah's Quay will be thinking, right, get in. They'll probably have a fist bump if they get in 0-0. And Cardiff Met will be thinking, can we sneak one? Can we sneak one now late and just get our tails up, because we're going to have to defend really deep second half.
Lang. Horan heads away. It's a pat on the back from Harrison. If they go off, oh, on target, it might have been asking a few questions. Byrne will say he had it under control. But if you're going in at half-time and you're Craig Harrison, you're saying to your back four and the goalkeeper, half a job done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You would have seen this wind coming out here for the warm-up and you would have thought, right, if we're defending this first half, we've got to make sure that we get in 0-0. If we get in 0-0, it'll be massive for us. But also, Cardiff Met getting in at 0-0 and not scoring, not taking advantage of this wind, they'll be thinking, ooh, chance missed. And it might just deflate them.
Obviously, the red button switches off at half-time, but stay on as the more glamorous half of this duo will be interviewed at half-time. While the old man goes and gets the tea in. Owens. Baker. Wins so many battles, Chris Baker, in this league. Very, very underrated. Edwards again doing a lot of his work in this period on the edge of his box. Evans. Hasn't been a free-flowing first 45, Kane. As expected, I would say, wouldn't you, with the conditions?
No, I think we probably expected the conditions to play a massive part. And there hasn't been much football, if you like, on the floor played. But listen, it's been a really competitive game. I've enjoyed it, actually. It's been, you know, lots of tackles, lots of battles being won and lost on the pitch. And
you could see why these two teams have drawn twice in the league so far this season.
For sure. I think they're probably two of the most organised, if not the two most organised teams in the league. listen, they probably train more than most, but also you look at the two managers and their attention to detail is obviously second to none, and that's why they don't concede many goals. Even Cardiff Met struggling this season in terms of their league form, but again, defensively very good. Quay until last week were the best defenders in the league as well, so yeah, very, very solid at the back and very, very well organised.
The Nathaniel MG Cup Final looks like being 0-0 at half-time. Two chances really. Joe Evans with the head at one end. Callum Morris brushed the bar in the first couple of minutes for the Nomads. 2 yellow cards. We look forward to more action and hopefully more goal-mouth action in the second period. Baker. You have to excuse any language which comes across from the dugouts. Edwards. I think Dean John. 1 minute added, wasn't it, I think? Or 2 minutes added, yeah, so there's still 45 seconds. Chubb fires it down to Reese. Reese wins the flick. What a time to score this would be. Danny Holmes, Callum Morris drives into the corner. And Dean John blows the whistle on the first 45 minutes. Entertaining. Hopefully more entertainment and maybe a few goals in the second period. Don't go away. We look forward to see you in the second half.
Dyna sut i gadw pethau'n lan yn y cefn. Ethych chi dros bob blewen o wair heddiw.
Rownd derfynol, cynta'r, tymor, pwy bydd yn codi cwpan y gyngrair. Tipyn o wargylch ym Mhen y Bont. A tipyn o gym rhwng Cei Connah a Met Caerdydd. Y ddau glwb sydd wedi codi'r cwpan yma. Dwyethaf, Callum Morris yn ei chanol i'r Nomadiaid. Naill ochr y cae a'r llall, ond dim yn gwahanu nhw ar yr egwyl. Mae'n ddisgwr. O ran y sgwr, mae'n gystadleuol dros ben. Gwan Harris wedi bod yn gwylio fan hyn gyda fi yng nghanol y gwynt. Mae'n ddor ym Mhen y Bont gyda llaw. Felly bod ni wedi sôn am hynny. Cystadleuol iawn. Be'n ydi'r hanner cyntaf yna, Gwenan?
Ie, cystadleuol yw'r gair bys ni'n defnyddio i ddisgrifio fe. Mae'n wedi bod yn ddifyr iawn. Fi'n teimlo'n person Met Caerdydd wedi bod y tîm gorau. Maen nhw wedi defnyddio'r tywydd. Mae'r gwynt wedi bod yn really gryf. Ond hefyd, mae'n rhaid fi canmol y ffordd maen nhw wedi cael lawr. Maen nhw wedi gwasgu Cei Connah yn uchel iawn. Tempo ddau i gêm nhw ddim yn gadael i Cei Connah dod allan o'r hanner. A pan maen nhw wedi, maen nhw wedi really stryglo i cael gafel ar y bil.
Met wedi chwarae'n dda. Cei Connah dechreuodd oreg. O'n i weld y cyfle cynnar na nawr. Callum Morris. O'n i'n sôn amdano fe cyn y gêm. A fe mor bwysig iddyn nhw. Dyle fe wedi sgorio?
Ydy. Wel, fi ddim siomedig. I fi'n credu mae beicio fan hyn yn araf iawn i ddod allan i stopio'r croesiad. Croesiad arbennig mewn at y post yn bellach. A Met Caerdydd, y ffordd nhw amddiffyn, pawb yn gwylio'r pêl, neb yn ymwybodol o Morris os di sicr yn y cefn. Techneg arbennig o dda, jyst i cadw dros y bêl. Mae'n anodd iawn y ffordd yn dod. Ond i rywun mor dda fe, fe chwarae, clwb ieuenctid Everton, Wigan, fi ddim disgwyl wneud yn well fan'na oedd e'n cyfle anodd.
Ie, mae wedi bod mewn gêm sy'n mor dyn hefyd. Chi'n meddwl mae falle un cyfle yn mynd i wneud gymaint o waniaeth. Beth am Adam Rosgro? Ni'n trafod cyn y gêm hefyd. Yn mynd mewn ar y gol geidwad. Oedd hon yn drosedd?
Wel, fi'n tîm blaenwyr fan hyn. So, yn personol, ni'n teimlo fel oedd llwyr hawr gyda fe i fynd mewn, i ymgeisio. Chi'n gallu gweld, mae llygad ar y bêl, reit tan y munud ola, wedyn, yn amlwg, mae fe'n mynd i dod allan gyda Cardiff Melyn. Os ti'n mynd mewn, chi'n mynd i dod allan gyda Cardiff Melyn fan achos mae'r dyfarnwr fel arfer tîm o blaid y gol geidwad, ond o'n i'n meddwl oedd hawl gyda fe i fynd amdani. A mwyn o gyn rhywbeth i gosod y sylfaen i gweud bod e lan am y gym.
Ie, fe'n aneges i fynd drwodd. Fe mwyn o'n neud i'r gol geidwad i'r nod yn weddill y gym?
Wel, mae'n anodd iawn i'r gol geidwad gyda'r tywydd gyda'r gwynt, ond pan chi'n gwybod bod yna chwaraewyr ddim yn ofni mynd mewn, mae fe jyst yn rhoi bach o seed of doubt weithiau yn nghefn pen nhw, ond y chwarae teg, mae fe wedi bod yn dda ers. Ie,
a ers y digwyddiad na, y Met wedi bod yn brysur, yn gweithio'n galed yng nghanol y cae hefyd. Lle wedi cael cic o'r smotyn, o cwpl o ddigwyddiadau hefyd yn yr hanner cyntaf yna.
Ie, ond nhw wedi gwasgu'n dda iawn, chwarae teg, ac yn heiddi fi'n teimlo bod y tîm gorau. Ond i fi yn personol fan hyn, mae'n un galed a mae wastad lot o confusion o gwmpas e, ond fi'n teimlo fel bod Horan fan'na'n ceisio tynnu llawer a braichau yn ôl tuag at canol corffau a felly ffwrdd o ble oedd y bêl yn mynd, so bys ni fi o blaid y dyfarnwr fan'na.
Chi wedi gweld nhw'n cael ei rhoi, fel maen nhw'n gweud, yn y symudiad da hefyd, a pwysigrwydd Morris yn amddiffynol.
Morris yn wych. Pob tro fi'n gweld Cei Connah, fe yw chwaraewr gorau iddyn nhw. Mae jyst mor dibynadwy. A fyna, y ffordd nath e darllen y gêm, fi'n credu oedd Holmes actually wedi cael ei tynnu allan o safle. Bysach chi'n disgwyl fan achos bod Horan wedi cael ei tynnu allan. Bysach chi'n disgwyl i Holmes wedyn bod yr un nesaf ar draws. Dim gormod o bwlch rhwng nhw. Mae fe wedi cael ei tynnu allan. A dealltwriaeth Callum Morris o'r gêm i ddarllen y gêm a dod trwy achos oedd hwnna'n sicr yn mynd i bod yn gol.
Ie, a'r ail hanner nawr yn newid, oedd i clywed nhw'n sylwebeth, falle fydd hi'n hollol wahanol o ran Cei Connah gyda'r gwynt wrth i cefnau nhw.
Fi'n credu, achos mae'r gwynt mor gryf. Fi wedi synnu tipyn bach yn y ffordd mae Cei Connah wedi chwarae, o ran maen nhw wedi parhau i cicio'r peli yn hir ac yn uchel, sydd yn amlwg yn dod syth nôl mewn gwynebau nhw. So fydd e'n diddorol nawr, fydden nhw yn sicr moyn troi Met Caerdydd o gwmpas a roi'r pwys ymlaen. Just os maen nhw'n gallu codi tempo nhw i gwasgu fel oedd Met Caerdydd yn y hanner gyntaf, fydd hwnna'n achosi problemau wedyn i Met Caerdydd.
Dyna ni, diolch am y tro. Gwenan, diolch i ni fynd draw at Sioned Dafydd. Mae'n cael cwmni gwr sy'n sylwebu gyda ni ar y botwm coch pnawn yma, ymwysodwr y bari, Cain McLagan.
Diolch Del, diolch Gwenan. Cain, it's so great to have you part of the Sgorio team this afternoon. First of all, give me your assessment of that first half.
I think it was a good battle. I think Cardiff Met will probably be slightly disappointed they didn't get a goal. Connors Key will be happy, probably the happier of the two sides that get in with a clean sheet with the conditions. So yeah, good game, well contested, but it'll be we're looking forward to some goals in the second half.
I wanted to ask you about Barry's win over Connah's Quay. I know you had a bit of stick from the Connah's Quay fans when you turned up this afternoon. Your 2 goals got you the win. A big confidence booster, but then that disappointing performance against Penabont the other day.
Yeah, for us this season it's been difficult to put back-to-back wins together, and consistency has been our problem. But a great win on Saturday, and then Friday was a really disappointing performance for us, and that's probably been our season. We've got to find that middle ground where we can pick up points, because we're in a position in the table where we don't want to be. So yeah, like a great day, and then Friday a really, really tough night. So really need to turn that around and try and find some consistency.
Because it's been a funny old season, really. You've got new names competing at the top. We're used to seeing Barry Town, in the mix. Has it shocked you to see names like Flint, like Penabont competing at the top?
A little bit, but also you look at Flint's business this summer, bring in Mike Wild and Harrison as well from Connah's Quay. So they brought in some real experience, and probably where they are in the league. And you look at Penabont, they've been improving for the last 18 months. Last year they're in the top 6, and deservedly so, and this year look like they're going to maybe challenge for Europe. So 2 sides who I think are deservedly there. Bit of a shock, yeah, probably more shocked at our form, if anything, and we need to control that and make sure that we kind of turn it around.
Okay, it's been brilliant having your company. Go and wrap up form. I think Mark Jones has promised you a cup of tea, so go and get that tea. Wel, mae'n sgôr rhwng Met Caerdydd a'r deiliad Cei Connah ma ar y ca yn barod I fynd. Pwy fydd yn codi'r cwpan ar ddiwedd y prynhawn? Fynd ni mas yn yr ail hanner ar ôl yr egwyl.
Perfformiad gwych. Mi wnaethoch chi selio hi yn y diwedd. Mi wnaethoch chi ei chwalu hi heddiw.
Croes yn ôl, ni'n barod am yr ail hanner. Cofiwch hefyd yr hyn sydd i ddod dros y dyddiau nesaf. Sgorio fori, 105, uchaf bwyntiau'r penwthnos. Mae'n am 10 hefyd. Mae'n atgoffa hynny. A disad o nesaf am gêm fydd hon yn yr as i gyrraedd y 6. Bala ar fantais ar ôl penwthnos yma. Pwy sydd ar fantais fan hyn yn yr ail hanner. Mae'n ddisgwr, ewn ni nôl at ein tîm sylwebu. Owen Tyler-Jones, Malcolm Allen a Nick Parry.
Welcome back to the SDM Glass Stadium in Penabont. Nathaniel MG Cup Final is 0-0. An intriguing first period. Kane looking forward to the second period and hopefully some more goal-mouth action.
Yep, it'll be very interesting to see how Quay deal with this wind, or Cardiff Met defensively in particular. But I know Quay will be well used to this wind in terms of playing at home where it's quite open. So they'll be looking to make advantage and nick a goal here.
And they have one of the best dead ball kickers in this league. Oliver Byrne, as he cues that one up already. He may have to get the wedge out instead of the 5-iron next time.
I think that was interesting, to be honest. He could have a few shots in this half. The way he strikes the ball, it's just flown past the post there.
For me as well, Kane, I've seen the incident again at half-time, and he's had a brilliant first half, Byrne. He's had a brilliant first half. Your goalkeeper in this, as the young lad in goals now for Cardiff Met, will have to have some game to keep a clean sheet, as we know. And Emlyn Lewis and company will have to perform well as well. Holmes bombs it forward. Lewis. It's a great leap as Morris comes underneath him. Horan. Poole drives forward. Owen chases after him. I think they'll keep the two up top, Kane. I think they'll keep Mendes and Simpson up top now. Poole. This is where they secured their league last season. The Nomads winning 2-0 against Penabont, so they've had happy days here on this ground already. Rees, chance to get at Owens. He's pacey. He's against Horan. Rees drives forward. On the left side is Roscoe. Just couldn't get it from under his feet, Rees. Little bit unlucky there. If he'd have got his first touch right, he would have been away then.
Horan's done really, really well there. He's just delayed him, just slowed him down. Made Rees make the first move, and that's important. Make the striker make the mistake.
Because Rees and Roscoe will be playing on that line for that break. I'm sure we'll see that 4 or 5 more times in the half. The wind, if anything, Kane, has got stronger. Oh, great touch from Poole. He goes inside McCarthy. Poole tries to get the shot off, and it's a corner. Get the calculators ready, because I'm sure we'll be seeing a few corners this half.
Important moment for Cardiff Met, this. First corner, under the wind. Got to make a statement here. Got to get first contact. Got to make sure that you set the tone for the next 3-4.
Chris Owens will definitely swing it in underneath the bar as well. And they're loading the lineup. That is tough for a goalkeeper. Can't even see the goalkeeper from my angle at the moment. Horan is all over him. Owens. Great header away. Owens might take the shot on. Owens bends it around. It's going all the way. Good save. The idea was right from Owens. On target with the shot. It's a decent save. Lang just puts it behind for a corner. Roscoe stood alongside Lang. Poole it is, I think, will bend it in. Gets it right, underneath it goes. Just too much on it. You must not waste them, Kane, on an afternoon like this, with the weather conditions are.
they've got to watch at what Cardiff Met did in the first half. Cardiff Met probably didn't make the most of their corners. Delivery wasn't as good as it probably could have been. But Quay have got 3 or 4 really good set-piece deliverers and crosses of this ball. So they've got to make sure that they make it count.
Hope you enjoyed your half-time chat with Sean Ed Kane. I went to get the teas, and the hot dog, the back of the hot dog queue will not get served by next Saturday. I think he'll die of frostbite before he gets a hot dog. So sorry I didn't deliver any teas to you. Let's take your pick, Jamie. Owens again, jogs forward. This could become a bit of procession. The next 40 minutes, Kane. Corner after corner after corner. Almost it's attack and defence. Owens, right underneath. Referee picks out a bit of pushing and shoving before the corner comes over.
Christian Edwards would have been in there at half-time telling his lads, this is going to be relentless. This is going to be the toughest 45 minutes you've had all season. So make sure you're ready for it. But if you come out of this 45 minutes with a clean sheet, you might nick one and you might win this cup final. It's all on the line.
That was the ex-Cardiff Met goalkeeper. Good goalkeeper as well. Lang kicks it as far. Horan piles through McCarthy with a touch. Simpson pressing Evans. Gets it across. Behind for a goal kick. Simpson leaves a little bit in then on Evans. Watch the afters here if it's shown. Simpson. Evans still there. Little bit of a kick out. He's got away with one there. Horan, can he be lifting another trophy this afternoon? Has to now be in that league of one of the greatest ever players in the Cymru Premier League, George Horan. Right up there.
For sure, yeah. I think he might have won a league title before he came to Quay, but I think it's important that he got one probably later on in his career as well with Quay, just to show that it wasn't a fluke. But yeah, what a defender. Definitely the toughest centre-half I've played against since I've been in this league.
Yeah, it's a tremendous accolade. He did win the league. In fact, he was captain of Rill when they won the league. I think Adam Roscoe and Lewis Rees will just be living on scraps, Kane. I mean, you've done it. You've done it against Quay in the past. But they'll be on their guard and they'll be waiting for that one ball to give them a chance. Morris. George Horan has stayed forward, by the way, and I'm sure he will for a long periods of this half. Byrne. It's a good challenge by Matthew Chubb. The offside flag goes up.
That line's got to be important for Cardiff Met, getting out of that box. Once that ball goes up towards their forward line, they've got to make sure that they sprint out the centre-halves, get out of that box because it's coming back. But if it does come back, play them offside like they just did, or make sure that you're winning headers outside your box and not inside your box.
As we said, Kane, sometimes you can't see on the television, obviously at home, or feel the strength of the wind. I think Pep Guardiola might have a problem or two here in this wind with his keeping the ball on the deck. Eardley just spoke to his brother at half-time. Sean, now manager of Llandudno. Scott Young works for the sponsor now. Nathaniel scored a winning goal, of course, for Cardiff City against the greatest team in the world one day. I'll let you work out who that is, Kane.
Hull City?
Quite close. Evans again kicking for distance almost. Horan powers it back. McCarthy with a decent header. Baker gets it in there. Owen gets it wide. Reese. Roscoe. Chance to get a run at Eardley. McCarthy whips one across the front. Owen dinks one in and the goalkeeper comes and collects. I don't think he'll send it forward yet. He'll wait for the troops to get up. Owens. I don't think you have to be a tactical genius to see what's going to be happening in the next 35 minutes, Kane. That type of ball going forward all the time, just trying to put pressure on. But what they mustn't do, Kane, is fall into the trap of going long every ball and not get any width.
I think that's a really good point.
Early one. Headed away, Morris. Elliot Evans dances with the ball, is usually good at that. Roscoe puts it in the mixer. Horan hurries his clearance. The Met get a chance to get their foot on the ball for the first time in the second period.
Really good point, John, about them going forward a bit too soon. I think they've gone forward too soon there, and they're not ready for it. Chubb's got out and made a good run forward, and now they're on the back foot. Now they've got a set piece to defend in their own box.
Absolutely, Kane. You've got Jamie Mullen and Declan Poole, two wonderful wide players. You've got to try and stretch the game. Chubb fires it flatter. Great header away, Edwards. Put back in the mixer, Horan. McCarthy. Evans, again trying to flip one in. Oh, Horan's all over Elliot. He's all over Elmin Lewis from behind. Interesting to see the replay on that. That's in the penalty area as well, by the way. His arms are all around him.
I think you mentioned Six Nations earlier.
Yeah. Roscoe drives in. Great ball across from Roscoe. Into a great area from Roscoe. The Met definitely looking for the first goal of the cup final. Great run from Roscoe. Great ball across the middle. Type of ball you like as a number 9, Kane?
Yeah, I think roles reversed there. I think if Reese is playing that ball and Roscoe's getting across the front, might be a different story. That striker's instinct that Roscoe's got.
Interesting substitution there. Reese goes off. Sam Jones comes on. Sam Jones. Thought Reese did okay.
Yeah, a little bit surprised because he's been lively and he hasn't had much service, if you like, in terms of 1v1s. But Sam Jones will give him fresh legs.
Yeah, and obviously he's impressed since joining the camp last week, signed from Cambroyan and Clydach. Great tackle from Baker. That's what Baker's all about. Launches it against Horan. It's still, even though there's been not great quality, Kane, it's still a lively game. There's something waiting to happen in this game all the time.
Yeah, there's battles and there's individual duels all over the pitch, isn't there? So it looks likely that whoever wins these duels will probably come out on top. Roscoe, Horan, you've got Price, Baker and Mullen, Morris all tackling Edwards in the middle of the park. So there's battles all over the pitch. It's a good game, good solid game.
Yeah, and Jones could be a bit of a surprise element to Connah's Quay, even though he got a headed goal last week. He can definitely run. Elliot Evans getting on the ball more than he did in the first period, the last 5 to 10 minutes, and he's influential. When he plays, the Met usually play. Chubb. Ref says play on. He's enjoying his final, the referee. Launch forward, chance here. He gets tugged just before the contact. I think the centre forward should have just carried on with it. He wants the free kick before he needed it.
I think he's got to carry on his run here. I think he's kind of slowed down. Yeah, he does get tugged. But maybe be stronger in front of him.
That's the one in behind. Joe Evans, clever in making the foul, but lucky to get away with it. Price. Jones. Craig Curran is being spoken to there on the sideline. It's a forward who could come on. Is Joe Evans. Got away with a tug back on Simpson. Hour on the clock. The MG Cup Final. There they are, stars of tomorrow and stars of yesterday. Evans pushing her back, has to give that one. This is the no free kick cup final, is it? That's 3 in the second period.
I think the 3 have gone against Met, so they'll feel a little bit aggrieved as well. But he's letting the game flow. He's letting the game flow.
Mullen. Yeah, it's a tough encounter, and there's no room for the weak-hearted out there this afternoon. Price, oh, well played. Evans gets it across. Offside flag given, but they're just starting to win a lot of the seconds in midfield. Price and Baker, Elliot Evans have come to the party here. Just offside. Good decision from the linesman. They'll obviously go as high as they can, Kane, the Met, with this direct free kick again. Simpson, by the way, has taken up a decent position. He's gone wide right, so there'll be a diag onto McCarthy. I'd expect that. Substitution is being made. Not yet, they take the kick first. Byrne. Wide. Simpson gets the header. He needs to take a bit of pace off it, I think. Byrne. You can see the frustration from people around. It's the big man, Simpson, going off. So that Emlyn Lewis and Joe Evans have done their jobs for the first hour well. They'll hopefully do it for the last half hour for the Met. Jamie Insel there in view as well. He could be key.
They've dealt with him really well, the big lad. There's obviously a big presence up top, but I think they've seen him off, and now Curran will give him a different problem. He'll run in behind a bit more. He'll be a bit more clever with his runs, and in and around the box he'll look to get on the end of things.
Are you surprised, Kane, as a centre forward there, to see, as you said, he hasn't done a lot, Simpson, but in these conditions, a 6'6" striker, that ball is still going to be fizzed around in that penalty area. Jones gets it. No free kick again. This time is given. Overruled this time. Had to be. 4th time in a row.
He's made a bit of a difference, Sam Jones. He's come on and just been a little bit lively, a little bit of an unknown quantity, hasn't he? He's running behind, which is different. It's different. I don't think Haran and Owens there as well in particular don't seem to like that. He's running behind, and it's always difficult for defenders when you're looking over your shoulder.
And free kick, Kane, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Wrong side.
Owen. And Elliot Evans over the ball. Emlyn Lewis goes forward. Edwards coming back to mark Emlyn Lewis. Plenty of room to put it in behind. Just needs to stand it up here, just on the edge of the area. Whips it across the front. First shot by Evans. Edwards. Aaron Edwards loses his footing and goes down. It's holding the back of his leg there as well. Chubb. Roscoe out wide right this time. Whips it across the front. Owen. Curran gets the flick. Big time in this game now, Kane. 64 minutes on the clock. I'm a little surprised, I don't know whether you are, that Connah's Quay haven't guaranteed keep it to try and clamp them in. They're allowing the Met to come out and play against the wind.
Yeah, Met have dealt with it really well. I think the first 5 minutes they were under pressure. They had 3 or 4 corners, didn't they? But since then, Met have been on the front foot and probably looked a better side. They're dealing with this wind and the conditions really well. It's up to Quay now to gain that territory back and make sure they're pinned in, because this wind is swirling. Look at that goal kick there. They can't get out their half.
I think we did mention in the first half, this cup has been won 8 times on penalties. Price. Chubb. Roscoe. Price again. All over the park.
I think Price and Baker have been excellent for Cardiff Met. They've kept them on the front foot, won second balls, made sure that probably Mullen, Morris and Poole have been looked after. They've probably been they've won that battle so far. Nothing to show for it in terms of the scoreline, but they've been on top and they're riding this wind at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely, Kane, because, you know, Callum Morris, let's don't forget, and Aaron Edwards, the 2 of the top midfielders in this league, by the way. So they've really done well in there. Crowd behind the goals. Encouraging Burn. Yeah, different option again there. Curran, he went to war with them, and Lewis stopped him winning it, other than trying to win it himself. And that'll be key, and he's got his team a free kick. Different options, like you said, when Curran comes on. More notes.
Just runs in behind, getting around that first ball, trying to get the seconds, and then they can use their creativity. Looks like Insol's going to come onto the pitch soon, and again, Fox in the box. Somebody will, one chance is all he needs. Give him one little sniff at goal, and you'll get on the end of things. It'll be a big danger. Cardiff Met will have to look after him.
Scored one of the goals when they won the cup against STM. Michael Wilde 2 and Jamie Insol 1. It was a wonderful volley. Has to get this on target and ask questions of the goalkeeper. You've got everything going from you, a right footer. On target. Good defending from Lewis. They were deep. They got there first. They had to. Danny Holmes spreads it wide. Owens, good touch from Owens. Edwards keeps it in play well. Price hooks away. Burn. Yeah, he's misjudging him. Just looking at the experienced players in front of us, saying to him, take a bit off again. They're key moments. McCarthy. Oh, Ergie does well. Uses all experience then to get in front of Jones. Horan. Wouldn't it be superb, Kane, if every Cymru Premier League game had this type sort of attendance and atmosphere? It's all our Cymru Premier is lacking in a way. 1,000 people at every game would make it much more exciting than it is.
That's what we've got to strive for, isn't it, Jonah? That is exactly what we're striving for. In terms of, we played Friday night against Penabont, Barry Penabont, and it's a bit of a South Wales derby. Maybe we need a few more, but they're the type of games you want to be involved in. Yes, we lost 4-0, but it's a great atmosphere and actually enjoyable in some ways. And again today, great crowd here, and it feels like a proper game of football. You know, it sounds cliche again, but listen, it's not really a game when there's not many people here and you don't have that opposition fan banter, or, you know, fans goading you at times, you know, or supporting you. So yeah,
it's a must.
Such a difference.
Substitution, mine was Jamie Mullen off for Insult. Chance here. Again, Price gets there first before Mendes. Another corner will be taken by Chris Owens, asking questions of the Met defence and goalkeeper. Even has the sun to deal with. No Alex Lang. Right in his eyes. Owens goes short. Eardley will get the chance. Whips it to the back post. Great ball, Eardley. Good save again from Lang. I think the header was from Sul. Sul. Oh, chance here. Great tackle, Danny Holmes. Good 50-50 there with Elliot Evans. It was important that Holmes won it. Owen gets it forward. Sam Jones just waiting for that type of chance then. Eardley. Does McCarthy let it go out? Yeah, well played, McCarthy. Harrison, as we said, serial winner in this league. Smart save.
Yeah, it's a good save from Lang. It's a great header from Sul, and that's what he'll give you, is just when a ball drops, when a ball's falling in the box and you just think it's going to go away from someone, Sul will be the one there, because he's the one with those striker's instincts, with those goals under his belt, you know, just the experience, know-how of where and when to be when the ball's dropping in the box.
Baker. Hassling Poole. I want Poole on the ball more if I was Harrison. You've got to get on the ball more. Start the possession, really. Eardley. Curran. Full of ex-professionals now, Connah's Quay on the field. The likes of Eardley and Craig Curran.
So much experience in that team. Welsh caps and Football League appearances. They've got it all, really, haven't they?
Yeah, there's John Disney there, who's missed the day through injury. I'm sure he's keen to be celebrating later on. But as per yet, there's 19 minutes left in the game. Horan, powerful again. Price for the first contact again. Jones inside. Mendes. Owen. Jones to Baker. Just playing in little pockets there. Being closed down quickly by the Nomads. Poole. Can he get the cross in? McCarthy again. Such a steady Eddie at left back, McCarthy. You've played against him, like you said, Kane, over the last 4 or 5 seasons. Very rarely has a bad game.
He's another one, I didn't actually mention him when I was mentioning Cardiff Met's spine earlier, but he's another one who's been there for a long period of time and been excellent for them, really consistent.
Danny Holmes, can he get it in? Baker stands him up, does well, Baker. Price again gets it away. Sul tries to spin his man. Roscoe. Good work there by Roscoe. Jones. This is what he'll want, the one-on-one. Good race there. 2 speedsters. Jones does tremendous. He just fluffs his lines. He gets a free kick though. This is just leading up Kane to Cup Final, glory or pain. There's going to be a glorious goal. There's going to be a horrendous error. It's just got it wrote all over it.
We're in that sudden death time, aren't we? I know it's not quite penalties yet, but one mistake, one goal, like you said, one bit of brilliance, hopefully, rather than one error would be nice, and we don't have to go home and somebody has to be the villain. We don't want that. We prefer someone to be the hero, you know. So yeah, hopefully a bit of brilliance wins this game.
Absolutely. The sun shines out at the SDM Stadium. But can somebody turn the heating up, please? McCarthy to take the kick. Emlyn Lewis most probably the target. Fires it in. Just give the free kick away. Mendes gets the free kick. It's had one of his quieter afternoons, Mendes.
Just about to say, you mentioned Declan Poole earlier. I think Paul, Mendes, Edwards have all been relatively quiet, and they're big players for Connah's Quay. So
yeah, I'd rather see Mendes in the mix than myself.
For sure, he's not a striker. He's got to be in the middle of the park. He's a bit of an enforcer. You know, he's a governor. He's a leader, isn't he? So you'd like him in the middle of the park, and maybe that's why he's not been as influential as he is normally.
Byrne, again, plenty on it. Lewis heads it away. Horan, McCarthy, Owen. Yeah, sensible thing to do for Owen, that. It was all he had on. Roscoe. Mendes back in the mixer, as we said. Eardley's had a good second half. Most probably been the key player for the Nomads in the second period. "90 minutes, I think, Kane, yeah? No, straight to penalties?
Straight to pens.
Chubb. Does he put it in or did he take him on? Chubb runs it. Owens is tremendous at left back. Price, good first touch, hooks it into the mixer. Horan heads away. Morris. Evelyn Lewis on the right wing. Oh, what a ball. Owen doesn't get the free kick, plays on, gets a shot off. May have got a free kick on the edge of the box there, but the advantage was played well by the referee. Here it is. Tug on the shirt. Free kick on the edge of the ball, on the edge of the area.
Even when Byrne slices the ball, it goes over the halfway line.
Again, nothing between the teams. 2 draws in the league this season. And a third would be the smart money, I think, at the moment. 14 minutes left on the clock. There's a lot of guests here this afternoon, Kane. There's a lot of, you know, board members and mothers and sisters who have been to football games before. It is freezing cold. Do you think they'll be back next week?
I really hope so. I know we haven't seen any goals to warm us up, but it's been a decent game of football. It has been a decent spectacle, and like I said, the fans have been excellent. It's been a good atmosphere, played in good spirits. So fingers crossed they do come back and return.
Lang, Evans. Surprisingly, the Met are still keeping 3 forwards and a 10. Owen, got to deal with that first ball. Owen does well. Strong challenge there from Price and Aaron Edwards. Referee says good tackle. It hasn't been a game for the faint-hearted, King.
No, and Dean John, fair play to him, has had a really good game. I think he's got all the big decisions right, but he's also let it flow. So he's let those tackles go. He's not nitpicked and stopped the game. He's let it flow, and it's been a decent game for a 0-0. There has been an half-decent game, considering, because Dean's allowed us to let it go.
The bench, Connah's Quay bench, have been used to success over the last couple of years. Owens, they throw the long one in. Horan again in the opposition box. Mendes hooks it back in. Defensively, both defences are coming out on top here.
Yeah, definitely. I think Met in particular in the second half have been really solid, because I did struggle. I thought Lang might struggle in this half with the wind, you know, defending under his bar. Byrne's probably better equipped to defend under his bar and punch things away, and I thought Lang might struggle, but they protected him really well.
That's a header forward from Horan. Alex Lang, in fact, has crept onto the clean sheet table. He's got 7 clean sheets.
We mentioned it previously, 2 of the most organised teams in the league, 2 of the best defences in the league, and like we said, I know Cardiff Met are down in the bottom half of the minute, but defensively very well organised.
Jones may got away on a little nudge on Owens then. Cuts inside, Jones tries to get the pass off to Owen. Curran out jumps Lewis. It's a rarity on the afternoon. Edwards whips it across the front, gets his team a corner. That's all down to Curran's know-how.
I was just about to say that Sam Jones has made a big difference up top for Met in terms of running in behind and just being a little more busier than Reece was, and he set up a chance almost there for Met. But then Curran's done exactly the same the other side as well. He's won a header against Lewis, which is the first one he's lost all game.
If anything, Sam Jones is playing in the Adam Roscoe role. Horan will be the target here. Lewis has picked him out. Insole on the goalkeeper's toes. That's more like it. Well dealt with by the goalkeeper. As a player, Kane, Chris Craven, it is Adam Roscoe coming off with 10 minutes to go, so I think we were right in saying Jones will now play in a Roscoe role up top by himself.
A little bit surprised at Roscoe coming off, I've got to be honest. Just thought, you know, he scored the two winners when they won this competition a couple of years back. He scored the winner when they defeated Quay in the semi-final that year as well. If anyone's going to get a goal, you'd think it'd be him. He's probably not had his best seasons in his career, but you know, if anyone's going to score, you'd think it'd be Adam Roscoe. So a little bit surprised, but listen, Christian knows best.
I think you can see by his words there with Christian, it was a bit of a Ronaldo episode there, shall we say. Any centre forward's not keen to be taken off in a cup final with 10 minutes to go, Kane. That's natural. I think Craven comes in at left back. McCarthy will push up now. Penalty shootout will be cup final entertainment at the highest, by the way. Horan, Baker, Curran gets it wide, Edwards, Eardley. Oh, great play from Eardley. Craven, good strength from Poole. Eardley again with a wonderful cross. Oh, what a chance! What a chance! Insole with a chance to win the game for Connah's Quay. A wonderful cross from Eardley. Just heads it wide.
First real bit of quality from Connah's Quay, and it comes from probably one of their better players in terms of Neil Eardley. It's a great cross. Insole, great movement, and that's what we said when he came on the pitch, is that he'll provide that movement and that know-how in the box, and he's done it, and he's just missed a target. Probably should score.
Yeah.
He'll be disappointed with himself.
14 goals last season. Big chance to win the cup final then. Lewis, to his credit, just makes it a little bit more difficult for him, but it's definitely a chance. McCarthy has gone into midfield. Yeah, it's just a strong 5 minutes at the moment. Lewis gets it back. Excellent defending again. But Curran has made a difference up top, definitely. He's done more in the last 25 minutes than they produced up top for the first half. Oh, McCarthy, well played. He'll get the free kick. Well played, Kyle McCarthy. The rain has arrived. Absolutely lashing down at the SDM Stadium. Should make the last 7 to 10 minutes even quicker at the surface. First goal, the winner now, Kane.
Yeah, for sure. No mistakes either end. That's what both teams will be looking at now. And can we just nick one chance? One chance. Connah's Quay might have had theirs. Cardiff Met will be thinking, right, ours is on our way. If it comes, can we take it?
Baker. Great ball in from Baker. Joe Evans all over Horan. Surely that's play on from the referee.
That's the chance, though. That might have been the chance that we're looking at, Jonah.
And it goes again, almost. Goalkeeper surely not trying to get the winner in the cup final. most probably can hear Craig Allison on the microphones having words with his goalkeeper, saying that's about 6 times you kicked it too long this afternoon. We've had the sunshine, we've had the wind. Here comes the rain. All we're lacking now is a cup final rainbow. Eardley, very impressive in the second period. Curran. Craven goes to ground. Good tackle, Craven. Connors Quay pushing for the win. Any goal in a cup final is a beauty of a goal if it wins you the cup. The Met, if I can remember, Kane actually qualified for Europe on penalties. They defeated Bala at Maes Caerdydd 4 or 5 seasons ago.
They did. I think Elliot Evans got the winning penalty up at Maes Caerdydd.
Yeah.
Just thinking if we are going to go into penalties, I'm again just a little bit shocked that Roscoe's gone off, because I think he's one of their better takers, if not their best taker. I know Elliot Evans is really good as well, but just thinking if one of these younger lads has to step up, you'd be a little bit more worried, and maybe just that experience of maybe winning a playoff final, you know, on penalties.
Liam Moorman comes on for Harry Owen as the rain becomes torrential. The Welsh FA at the side of us are moving round like Man City's midfield at the moment. Warman, he's the type of player you bring on for a 50-50 chance. Oh, what a touch, Edwards. Very unlucky. Holmes. Hailstone arriving now, Kane. I thought cup finals were all about sunshine. Chubb. This is definitely now, Kane, in the last chance saloon to win or lose the cup.
Yeah, concentration levels have got to remain as high as possible now. Here comes that rainbow you're asking for, Jonah.
Well, whoever gets a winner, and we might have a version of somewhere over the rainbow from him. Owens, again, defensively, they've been excellent. Both teams, by the way, especially, I think, the Met in the second period, because they simply, apart from Insol's header, kept them in check. King, Jones, Craven, hooked away sensibly. Price has covered some ground. Horan stays up. Horan will look for the one in behind. Chubb. Elliot Evans, no doubt, will be one of the penalty takers. Knocks it forward. Warman. Corner. Oh, what a time to nick your team a corner. 2 minutes left in the cup final.
The lad Warman, he can run late on, tired legs. I can see where Christian's going with this. Maybe he wants to get down the sides of him and get that last chance, get a ball across the box.
Yeah, for me as well, I thought that was a smart substitution, by the way, because he simply is, he's electric when he gets running. Big corner here now. Every penalty taker in both teams at the moment is praying for somebody to get a winner. McCarthy. Again, just has to put it into a good area for Emlyn Lewis and company. Whips it over. Lewis with a header. Directs it back in. Byrne collects. Yeah, I think he's been told by Harrison to start throwing the ball out. He's kicking it too long. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked for him again. A man of the match is usually given, Kane, as we know, on the Welsh channel. But as you're the red button guest, if you wouldn't mind producing one for us.
I think it's got to be our two players, Emlyn Lewis and Tom Price. I think Met have been the better side. I think they've dealt with the conditions better. I'll go with Tom Price. I think he's been excellent from minute one. He's won his duels. He's kept probably one of the best players in the Cymru Premier League. Quiet in terms of Aaron Edwards. They're standing next to each other now. I think Tom Price, he's been the outstanding player on the pitch today.
Yeah, it's a good show. Byrne. Just one direct kick could win the cup. Stands it up looking for Horan. Horan's gone all the way. Again, Lewis wins the header. Baker. What a warrior Baker is in midfield, by the way. Maybe choose the wrong pass there.
Baker's definitely run Price close for the man of the match as well, for anyone who thinks...
Does he ever not?
Exactly. Again, 7 out of 10 minimum every week.
Every week. It's three added minutes. 3 added minutes. Poole. Price again, battling. Good battle against Aaron Edwards in there. It's got to go in now, Diag. Horan's up. Holmes will take a touch. In it goes. Lewis again, favourite. It's been tremendous. Just forcing a chance. Either team. Craven gets it first. Eardley. Curran, will he get it across? Stands it across. Goalkeeper should collect. Collects well. Not great weather for goalkeepers today, but I think both of them could stand tall, and they've had good games of goalkeepers.
Yeah, definitely. Byrne in the first half was outstanding. Not really saves to make, but his kicking and his distribution and just controlling the game was really good. And Lang has dealt with the conditions here well as well. So really good. Probably no standout saves, but listen, it's been a tough afternoon in terms of the conditions from
Lewis. Horan. That would be some game of head tennis, Kane. George Horan versus Emlyn Lewis would make the Olympic final in head tennis. Tom Price gets the man of the match from Malcolm Allen. Great football in minds think alike. Eardley. For me, Connor's Key's best player in the second period. Warman just trying to stop the flow. Owens. It's got to go in. It's a calculated pass there. Eardley will take a touch. Surprised to see it hasn't gone in yet. It's good work from the Met as well. Baker. Can he stay with Poole? Poole glides into the box. Poole with the ball across the box. Lewis again. Eardley. Baker. Just didn't get the out ball right. Curran. Eardley. Offside wanted. Onside given by the linesman. This time it's offside. There's 92.5 minutes on the clock. Entertainment-wise, penalties is going to be fantastic, but player-wise and nerve-wracking for the real fans this afternoon. Don't go away, we will have a little break in between on the right button, but the second the first penalty is taken, we'll be back on. Lang. Surely the referee has the whistle in his mouth already, and that is full time in the MG Cup Final. Cardiff Met 0, Connors Quay Nomads 0. Penalties will be with us in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
Diolch, Nick. Gewch chi baratoi ar gyfer y ciciau o'r smotyn. Fi a Gwenan Harris yn ceisio cadw'n gynnes. Wrthwch ar y cae fan hyn. Beth am yr ail hanner na? Siomedig?
Wel, fel o'n i'n disgwyl a wedyn i hanner amser do, fydd e'n newid pethau o ran y gwynt, so Cei Connah gyda mwy o'r meddiant tro yma. Ond chwarae teg, Met Caerdydd am ddiffyn yn dda, fel ni wedi gweld gyda'r ffordd nath Cei Connah yn y hanner gyntaf, ond y cyfle yna i unso fydd e'n siomedig iawn.
Felly ni'n baratoi ar gyfer y ciciau o'r smotyn. Fydden nhw wedi trefnu hyn o flaen llaw?
Fyswn ni'n syni bod nhw heb. Chi wastad yn ymarfer rhain cyn gemau cwpan. Fydd y reolwyr yn ymwybodol o pwy maen nhw falle fwy o hyderus gyda. Edo'r un peth sy'n ni gweld Roscoe yn dod oddi ar y cae gyda 10 munud i fynd. Gwybod yn amlwg falle oedd Met Caerdydd moyn setlo am y cicio o Smotin, ond gyda rhywun mor profiadol yn gwybod yn union ffeindio'r cefn y roed, ni sy'n ni gweld fe'n dod oddi ar y cae.
Rhyw air bach cyn y ciciau, nes di sôn am cyfle'r gŵr yma, Jamie Sul, dyrch ni weld i unwaith eto. Dyna fe di sgorio?
Dyle. O, dyle fe'n bwrw targed o Leon. Nath e dda iawn o ran cael y rediad ar draws Emlyn Lewis. Nath e mosod ar y postyn gyntaf yna. A wedyn just methu cyfeirio'r ble ddim moyn. Chi'n gallu gweld faint mae fe'n ceisio cael pŵer yn y ffordd mae fe'n dilyn trwy fe gyda'i ben, ond just diffyg cywirdeb ar y beniad.
Cyfle i ennill y gêm. Mewn gêm, oedd y cyfleoedd yn bryn iawn. Dyna'r rhestr. Ydych chi chi darllen? Dwi'n troi mhen i weld dwi'n efo. Wel, ydych newid meddwl, beth sy'n ei digwydd fan'na, Gwylan?
Fi ddim yn siŵr, ond os o'n i'n un ochr eiwyr mae wedi tynnu off, os o'n i ddim yn apus o ran hyder. Bydd yn diddorol gweld pa ochr fydd achos yn amlwg mae'r gwynt yn mynd i effeithio ar faint o grym chi'n cael tu nôl bil, a hefyd mae gymaint o cefnogwyr Met Caerdydd fan hyn a wedi bod tu nôl y gol. Bydd hwnna yn gwneud gwahaniaeth. Mae lot o pobl yn gweud mae'n chi bod yn broffesiynol a ceisio cael nhw allan o pen chi, ond mae yn gallu effeithio arnoch chi, sy'n mot pa mor profiadol ydych chi. Mae yna ystadegau sy'n ogrymu bod i well mynd gyntaf mewn cicio'r Smotin. Yna'n neud synwyr? Wel, pan mae tîmau ddysgol fi'n cael cyfle, neu tîmau fi'n hyfforddi, a maen nhw'n ennill y tos fi wastad yn gweud cerdd gyntaf. Jyst i cymryd y pwysau oddi ar eich hun, chi ddim moyn bod yn sefyllfa be mae'r rai chi sgorio am y cic olaf. Maen nhw wedi dewis y drefn, a dewis yr ochr hefyd. A lot fawr o'r cefnogwyr yn symud fan hyn gyda llaw i fod tu ôl y gol. Na, ni'n mynd i gael drama. Ni'n mynd i gael gol. Mae'n rhoi fawr cwestiwn ar hynny, gallai pawb fethu. Fi'n amau bod hynny'n mynd i ddigwydd. Ddewn ni nôl at Nick Parry felly.
Welcome back to the red button on Sgorio. It's the Nathaniel MG Cup Final. 90 minutes, 0-0. It's down to hero or zero in the next 5 minutes. Two goalkeepers with a chance to be the heroes. Alex Lang and Oliver Byrne. Plenty of supporters, as per usual, going behind the goals. To add more pressure to the players is one player alongside me who's obviously been in penalty shootouts before, Kane. What a moment in the game. Stand up and be counted, I think.
Absolutely. It's penalty shootouts are horrible for players, I'll be honest. Only keepers can win. It's a lose-lose situation as a player. You either do your job and score, or you miss and you're the villain. So horrible penalty shootouts, but someone's got to win it, someone's got to lose it. Let's hope that keepers make a good save and someone doesn't miss the target. I'd prefer that.
Callum Morris stands up. Penalty king of Connah's Quay, scored many in his time. Alex Lang in goals. Morris versus Lang on the first penalty. Morris. Straight down the middle. Plenty of coolness about that penalty, Kane. What a penalty to open the settings.
Clever penalty for Morris. Waited for the keeper to go to his left and just placed it down the middle. Really clever. Good penalty taker is Morris.
That's an experienced penalty, by the way. And Met sending up maybe their trump card on penalties. Elliot Evans, he scored a penalty 5 years ago to get him into Europe. This is the first one of the afternoon against Oliver Byrne. Evans against Byrne. What a penalty, 1-1.
Great penalty from Elliot Evans. He's the man for the big occasion for Cardiff Met. Scored a few big penalties, one to take him to Europe, and that was another big one to keep him at 1-1 in this cup final.
Neil Eardley, experienced ex-Welsh international, up to take the penalty. No matter where you take a penalty, whether it's for Wales or whether it's for Connah's Quay, there's always pressure on. Lang between the sticks. Wind at his back, Eardley. Great penalty again. Lang goes the right way. but the ex-international slips it right in the corner. 2-1, Connah's Quay.
He's a great striker of football, Neil Eardley. He's just, again, all of his experience, just knows what his game's about, hits through the ball, great penalty, no chance for Lang.
By the way, how long is that walk from the halfway line to take the penalty with the pressure? Craven looks like he's walked about 10 miles to take this. Craven, the substitute, burning goals. Great penalty again.
Well done, young lad. He's done brilliant there. Sent Byrne the wrong way. Big pressure on him. I know there's a lot of Cardiff Met fans behind that goal, but still huge pressure.
I think you said the golden rule: hit the target, whatever happens, you've got to get it between the sticks. The left back, Chris Owens, great dead. And look at that line, look at the faces in the line waiting to take them penalties. Plenty of fear in that line. Not the greatest place to be on a football pitch, waiting to take a penalty in a shootout. Owens against Lang. Right in the corner. Absolute coolness shown there from Owens. It's 3-2 Connah's Quay.
Some really good penalties been taken. Like I said, everyone's at the target. That's the minimum requirement. If you're at the target, you give yourself a very good chance. And the keepers haven't had a chance yet, so great penalties so far.
Kyle McCarthy steps up. So often just does things perfect for them. Met McCarthy, loads of pressure on, no 3-2 behind. McCarthy against Byrne. Oh, what a penalty, McCarthy. Was that Kyle McCarthy or Roberto Carlos?
He's nearly taken the back of the net off there. It's an unbelievable penalty. Right in the top corner. Yeah, unbelievable penalty. Great technique. They say he's one of the best players in that squad. I think he's the most underrated. They say that when you talk to the players, they all rate him highly.
Yeah. Jamie Insall has played in the Scottish Premier League. You're at Penabont now, and the heat is on. Insall against Lang. Long run up this time for Insall. I think Jamie Insall, interesting to see Lang with a smirk on his face. Wow, you have to have some... I'm almost speechless. If it comes off, it's magical. If it doesn't come off, it's horrendous.
Sorry, Jamie Insall, but that's in the cup final. I can't condone that. That's no. I think he's let the team down a little bit there. Especially as I've seen him take penalties down the middle as well. I'm sure Lang has, and that's why he stays central.
Liam Warman, the substitute, to put his team 2 ahead. Warman. Oh, Warman shows how it should be done. Put your foot through it, pick your spot, and all of a sudden, sudden death now. Aaron Edwards has won this competition 6 times. He takes the penalty to keep his team in it. I don't think we'll see another Panenka.
I hope not.
Edwards against Lang. If he saves it, it's simple. The Met win the cup. Edwards. Oh, almost from Lang. Almost. Anguish on his face. Here we go. What a great effort came from the goalkeeper.
He's got a hand to it. Just a bit too much power on it. I think the wind behind the back as well has probably just taken it past Lang too quickly, but he's got a good hand to it and great effort. Good pen though from Edwards as well.
Yeah. Well, Emlyn Lewis, it's as simple as this. Put the ball in the back of the net and your team win the cup. But nothing is as simple as that in football. Lewis against Byrne. Lewis to win the cup for Cardiff Met. Save, what a save from Byrne. Kept his nerve, went down in the corner. May have expected Lewis to put his foot through it, but he chose to place it. It's 4-4 and the game continues.
Burn probably deserves that. Probably doesn't deserve to be on the losing team from his performance, especially to a Panenko penalty. So Burn probably deserves to see another penalty.
It carries on, the pressure on both sets of players, the anguish with the crowds. Another ex-professional, Craig Curran, steps up. Seen it all before. It's 0-0. Curran against Lang. We're now in sudden death. Curran puts his team ahead. Oh, a penalty shootout can change in a matter of seconds.
25 seconds ago, Cardiff Met were lifting the trophy, had one hand on the trophy. Now they're behind in the penalty shootout against the 8-ball sudden death. Tom Price has to score, man of the match. Has to score to keep him in it.
Price comes forward. Mountains and mountains of pressure on any footballer at any level when you're taking a penalty for your team to stay in the game. Price against Burn. Oh, Price brilliant in the corner, dug himself out. It's a fantastic penalty from Price under pressure. George Horan now, Kane, at the age of 39, taking a penalty in a penalty shootout. He's done a lot in this league, George. Doubt whether he's ever done this.
We're into the lads who didn't want to originally take a penalty.
Horan against Lang. 5-all at the moment. Horan. Oh, top corner from George Horan. Places it perfectly. That is a fantastic penalty from the veteran captain.
Not sure why he wasn't in the top 5 after seeing that. What a penalty.
Baker, Chris Baker, again, so reliable in the 90 minutes, puts the ball down. Penalty to keep his team in the competition. Baker against Burn. Oh, Baker sends Burn the wrong way. We continue. It's 6-all. And like you said, everyone who's coming up at the moment wouldn't have expected to take one. Emlyn Lewis breathes a sigh of relief there. Danny Holmes, again a serial winner. Ex-professional with the likes of Tranmere and Newport County. Won plenty of titles with TNS. Holmes against Lang. Again, top corner from Danny Holmes. It's bad enough being a commentator, Kane. You don't want to be a parent or a best mate to one of these players at this time, do you? Seriously.
Well, I feel nervous for some of these players, especially the younger players who, probably would hurt them more. The more experienced players have been there and done it, I guess, but...
Sam Jones on his second game for the Met. Jones. Oh, what a penalty. Showing a lot of composure and a lot of guts, these players. Fantastic penalty. It's 7 apiece at the moment.
Well done, Sam Jones, young player. Don't like to see young players miss, so well done to him.
If it carries on like this, Kane, we may as well have had extra time. Poole, Declan Poole against Lang. Poole. Again, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And he can be a relieved man there, Declan Poole. That advantage, that 8-7 advantage, and you see Jamie Insel in there. Matthew Chubb, another youngster who's made his way this season. It is such a long walk, Kane, now. Chubb places the ball. Byrne, who made a great save from Emlyn Lewis. Can he do it again to give his team the cup. Chubb against Byrne. Oh, absolute quality. Brilliant penalty.
Been some real top-class penalties. Top corners, route for the net. Some great penalties from both sides.
Lozano Mendes comes forward to take a penalty now. There's been no... The goalkeepers have been quite correct. They haven't been trying to put any pressure on the players or anything. I'm surprised. Thought that they may have tried a little bit of that, but they haven't. Mendes. Can Lang perform heroics for the Met? He saves it. What a save that is. A brilliant save from Lang. Full length. He puts it onto the post. Mendes, so unfortunate. It was a good penalty, but it was a brilliant save. What a save. Joe Evans, centre-back, played in the cup final 2 years ago for Cam Ryan and Clydach. They were defeated by Cardiff Met. Can he score the penalty to win it again for Cardiff Met? Evans against Byrne. Takes his time, composes himself. Evans. It's a save, it's a magnificent save from Byrne. We carry on. The two centre-backs who performed so well for the Met have missed the two penalties. To be fair to Byrne, he's under immense pressure there and he makes a tremendous save. Is it the goalkeepers next? It's 8-all, 2 misses.
I think Byrne stepping up.
Could be goalkeepers. It's Oliver Byrne who strikes the ball so well. Most probably strikes the ball as well as any outfield player. Byrne against Land. We're down to the number ones. Oh! Wow! How to take a penalty by Oliver Byrne.
What a penalty. What a penalty. He struck it like that all day, to be fair, so I'm not surprised one bit. What a strike. Here comes Lang. Can you repeat?
Alex Lang, the score at the moment is Met 9, Met 8, Quay 9. Lang. Oh, Lang shows everybody else how to do it. It's 9-all. Brilliant from both goalkeepers. They both deserve a round of applause there. And they shake hands in the sporting gesture. Fantastic.
Both been excellent. Deserved that. Deserved that moment, both of them.
We're off again. Callum Morris back up. The only difference this time is it's sudden death. Morris against Lang. I don't think he'll dink him down the middle this time. Morris. Oh, Lang may be disappointed that he never had that. Callum Morris wipes his brow, but it's in the back of the net. It's 10-9 to Connah's Quay.
They say a good penalty is one that reaches the back of the net. I'm not so sure. I think Lang could have got there.
Elliot Evans didn't expect to be coming up again. And the goalkeeper must be full of confidence at the moment. Saved one, scored one. Can he save another? Or can Elliot Evans keep his team in it? Collect the Nathaniel MG Cup. They're the holders and they retain the cup. A dramatic penalty shootout. 10-9 winners, Connah's Quay. Where we said there would be a hero. Unfortunately, there has to be somebody to miss. And this time it was Elliot Evans. Tremendous penalty shootout, Kane. Lots of guts and skill shown.
Some real quality in the penalties and some good saves as well. Disappointed that Elliot Evans is the villain, if you like, and not the hero, because he has been before. But that's football. He's experienced the highs of sending his teams to Europe, and unfortunately he's going to experience missing a penalty for his team to not win this cup today. But a great cup final and well-deserved Connah's Quay in the end.
Jamie Insel there blowing a sigh of relief. But after a spirited 90-minute game, an absolutely unbelievable shootout, Connah's Quay Nomads are again the winners of the Nathaniel Cars Cup. And we will come back in a couple of minutes for a presentation. Don't go away. We will be back on the red button for the presentation.
Craig, I don't think any of us have quite witnessed a penalty shootout like that. How are the nerves? Can you sum up your emotions right now?
Yeah, I'm obviously very, very happy. You know, it's amazing. You know, all the penalty takers done great. Both goalkeepers done great. You know, it wasn't a fantastic game overall. I think the last 10-15 minutes we put a lot of pressure on them, but didn't have the opportunity to score. But I'm just pleased to keep the trophy, and take it back home for us. You know, it's been a tough time for us with my mum passing away lately, and it's you know, I'm just really pleased.
And what about so sorry to hear that, Craig, and you know, what about the game itself? Because Matt, they didn't make life easy for you.
No, they're not. They're a tough team to play. They're a tough team to play. They're young, they're energetic. Christian's a very good coach, and it's always hard against them. They've proved lately that, you know, they've had a real good run of form, and they're a hard team to play against, a hard team to beat. You know, but you win however you can win, and you know, and the lads deserved it out on the pitch. Fantastic, done absolutely amazing. All the prep done in the lads to keep the cool, and then Ollie to make some saves. It's brilliant.
As a manager, you know, stranger to winning cups, your first one as Connah's Quay manager.
It is the first one as Connah's Quay manager, and hopefully not the last.
And how much, you know, is this going to inspire the second half of the season, Craig?
Yeah, hopefully that's the key. The key is, you know, we've got 2 games left again before the split, and it was always short, medium, long term. Short term, getting the top 6. We've got today out of the way. We've got a trophy. It means nothing if we don't get into the top 6.
Craig, I'll let you go and enjoy the celebrations.
Sorry for getting a bit upset. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I Craig Harrison yng nghanol y dathliadau Gordon Harris gyda fi am ddrama cicio'r smotyn, ond beth yn y byd yn digwydd ti ar diwedd, a dwi'n bron colli trac.
Wel, nes ti cymryd coti off, achos ti'n meddwl bod Emily Lewis yn mynd I sgorio, ond mae fe'n ffordd gas iawn o greulon iawn o ceisio penderfynu gêm, ond yn ffordd dyna'r ffordd mae'n mynd. Fydd Met Caerdydd yn amlwg mor siomedig gyda nhw 2 penalty fanna I ennill, ond chwarae teg ar y cyfan oedd y safon yn dda iawn.
Dewch I ni weld cicio'r smotyn allweddol fan hyn. Fel chi'n meddwl, enwau fel Emlyn Lewis, Elliot Evans hefyd yn methu'r Met o bawb, ond mae hwn yn gallu cadw I ben.
Ie, yn sicr. Oedd Alex Lang yn agos iawn I ni, nath ei arbediad dda iawn cyn ni hefyd, ond mae fe just, fel wedodd Owen Taylor-Jones yn sylwebaeth, mae fe'n anodd iawn pan ti'n mynd lan I cymryd ail cicio'r smotyn, mor sydyn i'r un gyntaf, achos mae'n amlwg, mae gyda chi ochr chi'n ffefrynu, a wedyn falle chi'n dechrau meddwl, dechrau amau, os angen fi dechrau newid ochr fi, y penderfyniadau yna wedyn yn effeithio arnoch chi, ond fel wedi, mae fe'n ffordd greulon, ond mae angen I un tîm colli, mae angen I un tîm ennill, a bydd Cei Connah yn hapus am nhw.
Jamie Insel yn mynd I fod yn ddyn sy'n teimlo lot o ryddhad ar ôl y gic o smotyn, nath fethu hefyd, a'r cyfle gath e'r peniad.
Llwyth o ryddhad. Fi'n synnu'n llwyr I fod yn onest I gweld chwaraewr yn ceisio wneud y fath o gic o'r smotyn mewn sefyllfa fel ni. Oedd e mor wael. Nath ddim hyd yn oed I fod yn onest, mynd trwyddo gyda'r penecau yn digon dda, ond ie, mae fe'n lwcus dros ben. Fydd e'n siŵr yn prynu peint i'r oll tîm heddiw.
Ie, dyn nhw'n poeni gymaint o hynny erbyn hynny. Ni'n aros I gael y ceremony I godi'r cwpan. Maen nhw'n paratoi pethau tu ôl I ni. Oedd ddim yn gêm wych, ond ti'n sa ti'n tîm Cei Connah. Fydde ti'n poeni am hynny?
Na. Mae enw nhw ar y tlws na.
Cadw I gafel arno fe hefyd, yn dweud.
Yn union, pan chi'n edrych nôl dros y flynyddoedd o ran hanes, enw ar y tlws. Nhw'n just ffeindio ffordd o ennill mae angen wneud mewn gem y cwpan, a maen nhw wedi wneud hwnna. Ni'n gallu gweld yn y hanner gyntaf, nhw'n dan lot o pwysau gyda'r gwynt, ond nath nhw amddiffyn yn dda iawn, a wedyn nhw wedi rhoi falle bach fwy o pwysau yn yr ail hanner a ffeindio'r ffordd.
Ie, mae'n teimlo'n amlwg yn siomedig o ran Met Caerdydd a Christian Edwards. Tymor ola fe hefyd, ond ni'n sôn am rhaid cicio'r smotyn. Dewch chi weld rhaid cicio'r smotyn eto, yn wedig Emlyn Lewis falle. Wrth i ni weld hon, mae'n weld hon eto, ni wedi trafod i, ond bobl bach.
Nath actually dechrau rediad cyn bod y Cwpan wedi cael ei galw, a wedyn, fi jyst yn syni ffrwyd gweld rhywun yn mynd trwy ar ôl y ffaith bod neb wedi methu hyd hyn, ond chwarae teg Alex Lang am sefyll lan. A wedyn dyna'r un, yr un, fi ddim yn Lewis mor siomedig, a drist mwy nag unrhyw beth rwystredig. Oedd e'n cic o'r smot yn digon iawn, oedd digon o cyflymder, ond diffyg cywirdeb. So mae angen gyda'r gwyntfol, mae angen mynd reit yn y cornel, yn ymwedig yn erbyn golgeidwad sydd mor fawr hefyd mewn McCarthy.
A fel ti'n gweud, 2 gyfle i ennill i, felly bydd hwnna'n gwneud i mwy siomedig, 2 gyfle i raidd. Ie,
yn union. Un chi gallu gweud, dyna'r ffordd mae'n mynd, ond 2. A dyna pan wedyn ni cyn y gêm o ran, trio mynd yn gyntaf i osgoi cael y pwysau ychwanegol o fynd yn ail arnoch chi.
Wel, fel allwch chi weld, o'n nhw barod i gyflwyno'r cwpan. Mae wedi cymryd bron gyfnod amser, gymryd i gymryd y cicio'r smotyn. Ond ewn ni nôl at Nick Parry ar gyfer y ceremony yma.
It's a game that they've let flow. I think it's been a good spectacle considering it's a 0-0. No goals, but I think an enjoyable one for the fans, and I think that's down to Dean John and his assistants that they've let the game flow, and it's been a really back and forth game which we've enjoyed.
Members of the FA, Steve Jones and the Welsh FA there, handing over the medals along with Wayne Griffiths from Nathaniel Cars, the sponsors, the Cardiff Met team, whose season has improved as it's gone on. They'll be disappointed. They've lost the final, obviously, but they can look back on a good performance on the day and a dramatic penalty shootout. I mean, I've done some in my time commentating. That was one of the most dramatic, I think, ever. Unfortunate, obviously, for the big man, Emlyn Lewis. What a great game he had. And Elliot Evans, they've just got to get over it, Kane, and go win another trophy with their club next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Emlyn, Joe and Elliot, they've all missed penalties there, and where they could have probably, well, Joe and Emlyn could have won the game for them, and Elliot's obviously the penalty that's lost them the trophy in the end. But yeah, go and get yourselves in the top 6 if you can. Go and get yourselves a good second half of the season and see where it takes you.
And here are the winners. Connah's Quay, they've been in the winners' enclosure a few times in the last couple of seasons. 2 titles under Andy Morrison, a Welsh Cup under Andy Morrison, a Nathaniel Cup, and now they win it for the 3rd time in their history under Craig Harrison. He's joined the club, he's been under a fair bit of pressure since Morrison's departure, but as we spoke about earlier on, he's returned 1 cup this afternoon. He's still in the quarter-final of the Welsh Cup. 1 cup's a success, 2 cups would be fantastic. Well done, Craig Harrison and Connah's Quay.
Absolutely, they could go away here and win a Welsh Cup, a League Cup, get themselves in the top 6 and still qualify for Europe, obviously if they would through the Welsh Cup anyway, but in the European places as well. So it'd be a great season for them. They've started off well. You know, they've done everything they can so far, and it's up to them.
George Horan about to lift the Nathaniel MG Cup. The winners 2022 Connah's Quay Nomads. George Horan once again lifts the cup for the Nomads. Congratulations to the Nomads. Commiserations to a very good Cardiff Met on the afternoon. The 2022 winners of the Nathaniel MG Cup are Connah's Quay Nomads. Thank you for watching this afternoon.
Gwthyn nhw ymlaen at gweddill y tymor, fel maen nhw'n camu yn uwchlan y gyngrau bys nhw'n disgwyl i fod.
Hyfryd, dyna ni. Diolch am y cwmni pnawn yma. Mae wedi bod yn blawn gwahanol, diddorol, dramatig hefyd. Mae'r Nomadiaid, maen nhw'n hoffi crwydro. Nomadiaid, maen nhw wedi crwydro'r de, maen nhw'n mynd gatre gyda'r cwpan yn ei gofal. Hwyl fawr i chi. Dar-ha.
Flicio ymlaen?
Ie, mae ymlaen. Perfformiad i oleo'r lle go iawn.
Diolch, mate.
Cynefin, amgylchedd lle mae dyn anifail neu blanhigyn yn byw